there was a big song and dance about internet being cut. Okay. Now, if you've reached a stage where you say an internet cut is more dangerous than the loss of human lives, then what can I say?
India's illegal and unilateral actions of 5th August 2019 to change the internationally recognized disputed status of Jammu and Kashmir and to alter the demographic structure of the occupied territory further undermined the prospects of peace.
There was a big song and dance about internet being cut. Okay. Now, if you've reached a stage where you say an internet cut is more dangerous than the loss of human lives, then what can I say? So, the fact is, if you look at the whole 370 issue, I mean, it's a fundamental, maybe I should not be looking in your direction. I ask you all to, just a very basic part. What was a temporary provision of the Constitution was finally put to rest. This was supposed to be act of majority. Wait. This was supposed to be majoritarian. Now tell me, what was happening in Kashmir was not majoritarian. So, I think the way facts are slanted, things are played up, what is right.
Welcome back. BJP leaders continue to line up to seek Dera Sacha Sauda Chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh's blessings a day after video emerged of Karnal Mayor, Senior Deputy Mayor and Deputy Mayor making a beeline for his online satsang. Now Haryana Deputy Speaker has been spotted at rape convicts Sabha seeking his blessings and guidance. Deputy Speaker Ranbir Singh Gangwa hailed Dera and the activities undertaken by its supporters, saying that they step in to serve people even when administration fails to do so. He also urged Ram Rahim to hold physical sabha instead of an online one.
जहां सारी प्रशासन फेल हो जाता है, वहां पे आपके आशीर्वाद से ये सारे जितने भी भाई बहन है, खासकर ग्रीननेस वेलफेयर के, ये हमेशा वहां मानवता की सेवा के अंदर खड़े मिलते हैं. वर्चुअल की बजाय खुद फिजिकल आकर के आप दर्शन देने का काम है जल्दी करें. ये जिस तरीके से आप आशीर्वाद देते रहते हैं, आपने मार्गदर्शन दिया है समय समय के ऊपर, आप इसी दृढ़ यकीन के साथ, और जिस तरीके से आपने बताया कि जो दृढ़ यकीन रखते हैं उनके घरों में कोई कमी नहीं रहती, और आपके जो आशीर्वाद है उसी का परिणाम है कि आज पूरी संगत यहाँ डेरे में ना आकर के यह रिजोर्ट करना पड़ा, क्योंकि वो डेरा छोटा पड़ गया था, इसलिए इस रिजोर्ट के अंदर सारे आए हैं. तो संबंध डेरा से जन्म से है, और आपका आशीर्वाद ही है कि आज किसी तरह की कोई कमी नहीं है.
Breaking developments coming in Congress has hit out at the Khattar government, saying that the only purpose of the BJP leaders is to get votes, and which is why they are even willing to pay obeisance to a rape and murder convict.
There's a pure politics in this. There are panchayat elections, local bodies elections coming in Haryana, and Bharatiya Janata Party, again the government in Haryana is playing politics. They want to take advantage. They go rushing to the satsang, what are they trying to show? It is obvious. They want to take advantage. They want to take advantage of those poor people who follow a certain sect, any sect, and that they want to take advantage of that because they don't have any firm ground to stand on in Haryana. People of Haryana are absolutely against Bharatiya Janata Party. What are they trying to show? BJP, if they were so confident, they should have fought on their symbol. But they were not. Today they are playing pure politics.
कोर्ट ने इसको दोषी करार कर रखा है, हत्या के अंदर दोषी करार कर रखा है, रेप के अंदर दोषी करार कर रखा है। आज आदमपुर का चुनाव है, सिर्फ महज इनको शर्म नहीं आती, इनकी कैबिनेट का मंत्री, डिप्टी स्पीकर गंगुआ और इनकी मेयर ये जाके सर झुका रहे हैं और किस तरह से हाथ जोड़ के ऐसे कर रहे हैं जैसे इससे बड़ा कोई देश का आदमी ना हो। उस दी रेपिस्ट, ये सिर्फ वोट लेने के लिए, राजनीतिक मकसद साधने के लिए ये काम करते हैं।
Now, while a rape convict is being hailed as a demigod, Haryana BJP has tried to distance itself from its leaders attending Ram Rahim's satsangs. When questioned about BJP leaders bowing down before Ram Rahim, Haryana BJP chief said it's just a matter of personal belief.
हर एक कैदी का जो भी जिसको भी जेल हुई है उसका अधिकार होता है पैरोल का, उन्हीं अधिकारों के तहत मिलती है और उसी वो हर किसी का अधिकार है जो भी जेल में सबको मिलती है। अभी भी उनके लाखों श्रद्धालु हैं। श्रद्धा व्यक्तिगत विषय है और वो हमेशा व्यक्तिगत ही रहा है। किसी की किसी पर श्रद्धा है, किसी की किसी पर श्रद्धा है, किसी की श्रद्धा है, इसलिए श्रद्धा एक व्यक्तिगत विषय है और अभी भी उनके बहुत बड़ी संख्या में श्रद्धालु हैं।
Maharashtra Anti-Terrorism Squad has arrested 4 members allegedly belonging to the PFI from Panvel in the Raigad district for holding meetings for expansion of organizational committees and appointment of office bearers. Residents in Noida's Sector 100 took out a candlelight march after a 7-month-old child was mauled to death by a stray dog at an apartment in Noida. Kerala High Court has cancelled anticipatory bail granted to activist Civic Chandran, who is accused in a sexual harassment case. This comes after an appeal was filed by the Kerala government challenging High Court's decision. A 3.5 magnitude earthquake has hit Gujarat's Surat. The depth of earthquake was 7 km. The epicenter was located 61 km southeast of Surat. The giant dome of Jakarta Islamic Center Grand Mosque in Indonesia has collapsed after a major fire broke out. Fortunately, no casualties have been reported. After strikes by Russia knocked out power generation plants in the country, Ukraine has decided to restrict electricity supplies across the country and scheduled blackouts nationwide. Malaysia's Election Commission Chief Abdul Ghani Saleh has announced dates for country's 15 general elections after holding a special meeting at Commission's headquarters. The general election is going to be held on November 19th. That's all we had for you in this broadcast. On the other side is Editor-in-Chief Rahul Shivshankar with the day's biggest debate.
Thanks indeed, Priya. Thanks indeed. Yes, viewers, let me tell you something that is perhaps only just sinking into you. In the Union capital, if you dare to burst a cracker, light an anar or fire up a sparkler on Diwali day, you will be jailed. This draconian rule by the Delhi government has been imposed because Diwali crackers have been singled out as the biggest triggers of pollution, of toxicity. But viewers, put your head out of the window and sniff the air outside right now if you can. Though no one has taken to bursting crackers, you will still smell the toxic cocktail of chemicals that have already turned Delhi into a gas chamber. Viewers, in my hand is my mobile phone, and it's very simple. All you need to do is to type in Delhi AQI. It'll throw up a link. Click on that link, and what do you see? At the Delhi Institute of Tool Engineering, the air is hazardous. That's what's written here, hazardous. And this has been updated, viewers, just an hour back at 1900 hours. Viewers, if you scroll down, you will see a whole collection of other spots. And you can easily glide your finger over this map and point it at any one spot. For example, right now, viewers, at the National Stadium in Delhi, which is in India Gate, the pollution meter is reading 163. So 163, viewers, is what it is reading. There. It's very clear. You can see it. And as I said, 421 is the top line. This purple color means hazardous. There are, of course, a whole assemblage of red dots. There's not one single green or orange dot right now. It's either purple, red, maroon. And purple, of course, viewers, is even higher than red. Now, viewers, if you wear a black shirt and stand on your balcony, you will see small flakes on your shoulder blades. It isn't dandruff. This is fly ash. And where are these chemicals coming from? Why has the Delhi air deteriorated so suddenly over the last 10 days? Just 10 days ago, when Delhi was being buffeted by rains and pleasant breezes, you had 2 back-to-back green days where the AQI was under 50. Viewers, the answer is to be found in Punjab. Here, farmers are burning stubble by the tons. The wind is blowing downstream. It's carrying this fly ash and deadly particulate matter into Delhi. Because of atmospheric inversion, the air in Delhi stultifies. It doesn't clear out. So in this basin, viewers, in this basin, you are shrouded by toxic chemicals which are basically not being dispersed. Now look at the graphic on your screens. Note how as the number of stubble fires in Punjab rises, and it is in the last 10 days, from October 10th to October 19th, gone up almost 3.5-fold, 718 to 2625. And look at the air quality. It's gone up from 98, which is moderate, to 228, which is now in the category of hazardous. Yes, viewers. As these farm fires peak, and last year they reached about 17,000. So we still have a way to go, viewers. That number 2625 will burgeon further, increase at least 8-fold. And you can imagine where that pollution graph line is going to go. While, viewers, there is admittedly a spike in pollution on Delhi Day because of firecrackers, it is a temporary spike. Let's be very objective here. The real reason for Delhi's toxic air lies predominantly in other triggers. And these triggers keep the air bad for a period of 40 days. Crop burning, predominantly in Punjab, some pockets of Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, contribute 45.7%. These are last year's figures, viewers, to the toxicity. Industries in and around Delhi, around 18%. Road dust, 10%. Vehicle emissions, you'd be surprised to know this. Vehicle emissions, amongst all these is the least, 9.4%. Others, many other factors, viewers, cleaning, etc., of the streets, all kick up dust. That's about, and environmental factors, storms, etc., 17%. Now, given that stubble burning predominantly in Punjab is a major contributor to Delhi's toxic air, one would have thought that along with crackers, the AAP government, which by the way is not just in power in Delhi, it's also in power in the northern state of Punjab, would have banned farmers from burning crop waste or biomass, as it's called. But this is not so. There in Punjab, stubble is being burnt barely 500 meters from the Chief Minister's residence. That's right under his own nose. So while your children could all be victimized for bursting a cracker, fires are raging in Punjab, lit by farmers who live cheek by jowl with the Chief Minister of Punjab's home, and they are completely exempt. And it's their stubble that causes almost 50% of the environment degradation, the toxicity in the air. That's the thing that is giving us watery eyes, parched throats, heart problems, lung problems, and serious ailments. Do you know the statistic, viewers? How many people fall sick in Delhi because of air pollution? Just Google it, viewers. Google it. Scandalously, I want you to see this report that has come from near the Chief Minister's residence in Punjab. The impunity with which farmers are going about lighting these fires. Watch.
Request by Vijay to show these visuals where we have seen that how the stubble burning is going on in Punjab.
आग लगेगी, जरूर लगेगी। जो पराली कट्टेंगे इतों पहले प्रदूषण जा वड़िया दिल्ली तो हजे तो परालियां अग नहीं लाई, हुण शुरू करांगे।
मुख्यमंत्री का घर बिल्कुल पास में है और पराली जला के आप एक मैसेज दे रहे हो।
जेल हो जू जी हो जाने, सानू कोई जेल की परवाह नहीं, साडा कोई हल ही नहीं है इसके बिना।
नज़ारा दरअसल सिर्फ एक गांव, एक खेत, एक जिले का नहीं है। पूरे पंजाब में इस तरह की तमाम घटनाएं लगातार घटित हो रही हैं।
Viewers, when farmers who are told, please stop, we will pay you from taxpayer money to stop, we will give you from taxpayer money solution that will decompose the biomass, and they don't listen, then viewers, it is akin to arson. And arson, viewers, is punishable. But viewers, the state government must be able to apply the law with the same alacrity it intends to do in Delhi. Scandalously, while you and I will be facing the prospect of jail if we burst crackers on Diwali day, the laws don't seem to apply to Aam Aadmi Party's own cadre. Now watch these visuals to the left of your screens. These are from outside the home of AAP Delhi Minister Rajkumar Anand, where his supporters are celebrating his elevation to Kejriwal's cabinet by lighting crackers, burning crackers. Look at them, viewers. They're having a gala time. Maza hai. They play, you pay. You pay by going to jail, you pay through your nose, huge fines. But their chamchas have a good time. We caught up with this minister, viewers. It was all happening outside his house. He was busy being serenaded at home. And he's feigning ignorance, saying, I wasn't even at my home. There were some security guards who placed him there at that time, viewers. After all, the cadre are not foolish to burn crackers when their boss is not even watching. Chamchas make sure that boss is watching to get his approval. Nonetheless, viewers, this is his excuse.
इतना सा बता दीजिए, क्योंकि गोपाल राय जी ने अनाउंस किया था कि कहीं ना कहीं फटाके नहीं जलाएंगे और फटाकों पे पूरा कंप्लीट बैन था। बिल्कुल। और जेल भी है अब इसके लिए, पनिशमेंट भी उन्होंने लागू कर रखी है। आपके घर के बाहर कल आप मंत्री बने हैं, उसके बाद कुछ कार्यकर्ता आपके सपोर्टर्स ने यहाँ पर फटाके जलाए हैं। आप मानते हैं कि ये गलत हुआ है और क्या इस पर भी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए?
नहीं, मेरी नॉलेज में नहीं है, मैं था भी नहीं, मेरी अनुपस्थिति में हुआ अगर ऐसा हुआ, और अगर ऐसा हुआ है तो ये गलत है, नहीं होना चाहिए था।
ये गलत है, नहीं होना चाहिए था. Try that line, viewers, on Diwali day when you light the fire and someone says, "Come to the thana, we are arresting you." You should say, "नहीं, गलत है, नहीं होना चाहिए था." They won't spare you, viewers. They'll take their hafta that day. Let me tell you that also. Anyhow, Let me be very clear with you viewers. Times now is no problems if crackers are banned on health grounds. I've already told you there is a dramatic spike on that day. It may be short-lived, but it's not even worth 12 hours. We never remonstrated when the Supreme Court upheld the ban on crackers. First green crackers were allowed, now no crackers are allowed, and if you burst them, you'll be jailed, as I told you. Our quibble is only with the selective implementation of rules. Unfortunately, there has been plenty of selectiveness. Invariably, state administrators feel emboldened to curb Hindu festivities on one pretext or the other, but don't venture to apply the same yardstick to judge the practices and customs of other denominations. Now, let me take you through a list, viewers, which will underline what I am telling you. And do speak to me, because I want to hear your view also on this. Now, viewers, Jallikattu, you might remember Jallikattu, subject to restrictions after outcry over cruelty to animals. But on Bakar Eid, no restrictions on the slaughter of goats. Goats have no feelings. Is that what we are being told? They don't feel pain. Just think about it. Restrictions on Chhat Puja by Yamuna Bank in 2021 by AAP government on health and safety grounds. But animal slaughter allowed in public places on Bakar Eid. In Hyderabad alone, more than 4,000 metric tons of animal waste on Bakar Eid rots annually. Does this not pose a health risk, viewers? During Muharram, West Bengal government places restrictions on Durga idol immersion. It was pulled up by the High Court, the Calcutta High Court, viewers, for being biased. UP government under Akhilesh Yadav banned the 84 Kosi Parikrama on law and order grounds. In Tamil Nadu, prevalent practice of revenue and police officials banning temple festivals had to be stopped by the High Court. They were so enthusiastic that the High Court had to say, spare the Hindus. Let them enjoy their festivities. Don't curb. Women granted right to pray at Hindu temples by courts, but mosque administrations under no legal obligations to allow women into sanctum sanctorums of those places of worship. No obligations, viewers. Palanquin ritual in a district of Tamil Nadu restricted on grounds of denting human dignity, but no bar on female genital mutilation, polygamy and nikah halala. Are these not demeaning? Just think about it, viewers. I'll open this up tonight. And I want to begin with a most obvious question. Is the onus only on the Hindu community to protect the environment? Because if you selectively apply the law, then it appears so. And I have with me Advocate Sai Deepak. Mr. Sai Deepak, firstly, look, if there is mounting evidence, and that too is contestable, that bursting crackers on Diwali sends a lot more people to hospital, etc., by all means, fair enough, curb it. I spoke to Sri Ravi Shankar and he says, you can't ban anything, you can curb them. Say that certain restrictions, 1 hour, 2 hours, etc., and then be sure to enforce. That's what his view was. Nonetheless, I want to ask you, I get this feeling that, and I mentioned all these examples, that the onus is only on the Hindus constantly. Do you get this feeling too?
Namaste, Rahul. Broadly on your question, I think that is the position. I think there's a bit of an echo.
We can hear you clearly. Yes.
Yes, you can?
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, I think a couple of facts need to be presented before your viewers so that they understand what exactly is happening. But before that, a fair and full disclosure. I have argued and I continue to represent firecracker manufacturers before the Supreme Court in the ongoing proceedings. So if that makes me a biased and interested party, so be it. I think I'd leave it to the viewers to deal with the facts. Point number one, I think you must understand that the petition that was filed before the Supreme Court, which is Arjun Gopal versus Union of India, raises a host of issues, which includes firecracker, a ban on firecrackers, but it's not limited to that particular issue. It also speaks of stubble burning. If you look at the number of orders that have been passed by the Supreme Court in that particular petition, the majority of the orders focus primarily on the firecracker ban as opposed to the other issues raised in that particular petition. That's point number one. Two, IIT Kanpur, IIT Delhi, and I think a couple of other reports have been placed before the Supreme Court to clearly show that firecrackers don't even contribute to the top 11 factors which contribute to pollution in the NCR. And these are reports which get as decent as possible. Three, we have presented reports, and I'm not quoting WhatsApp University, credible reports of scientists from NASA, specifically who have identified what is the airflow pattern and what is the reason for the increased particulate matter as far as Delhi and the northern part of this country is concerned. And they've clearly shown over 25% of the increase in the particulate matter in this particular region is because of increased cultivation of basmati rice in Punjab and Haryana. And you must realize that traditionally speaking, basmati rice in both these places, in both these states, have been cultivated only in a handful of districts. But because there is a certain premium both in terms of MSP and other value, and there is an export market to be met in the Middle East as well as in Europe, they have ramped up the cultivation of basmati rice, which significantly contributes to the stubble, apart from other particulate matter. Now, obviously, nobody in this country has the guts to go after farmers. That much has been established out of the fiasco with the farm laws, right? And nobody has the guts to go after tobacco manufacturers. Nobody has the guts to go after the construction mafia. Nobody has the guts to go after the, let's say, automobile manufacturers. The softest target possible obviously happened to be the firecracker manufacturers for all practical reasons. Why? Because they're not exactly organized. They don't constitute a vote bank. Hypocrisy is in a remote part of the country, and they can be done away with. We even pointed out to the extent that you're looking at a workforce of 8 lakhs, almost 8 lakhs, and a revenue of close to 6,000 crores. We may assume that this particular activity is seasonal because we burst it seasonally, but this is a year-round activity. Okay? And if you look at the summary manner in which state governments across the board, no government is an exception to this, what they do is that they grant licenses, they do everything under the sun, and barely a week before the festival is when the clampdown begins. People who invest their hard-earned money in getting these licenses in one way or the other are then left high and dry. This is the nature of the beast. Stubble burning as an issue needs to be specifically tackled. And in fact, to be fair, even the Supreme Court has said, why can't governments offer some kind of subsidy? Because it's not possible for each farmer to invest in the machine that is needed for this. Why don't you look at creating certain community options, so to speak? Plus, the firecracker manufacturing industry, you have to understand, falls within the very same regulation that governs explosives. Okay? And therefore, there are bodies such as PESO and other organizations which heavily regulate it. The industry has come forward for further regulation, offering further solutions, which has come from NEERI and other institutes, including IIT and other institutions. Despite that, we are looking at a situation where this happens to be one of the most bandied industries in the country for all. I don't know what is that specific animus here. Allow me to say something which perhaps is communal and unsecular. When an entire industry goes out of business and people who belong to that industry are put out of their livelihoods, I'm sorry to say they become vulnerable to proselytization, especially in a state like Tamil Nadu, which is a reality. And there are multiple realities to be dealt with here. Okay? And when I presented the IIT report before a division bench of the Supreme Court a couple of months ago, maybe last year, I was being told, we don't need an IIT report. We will use our common sense. Please tell us, why is it that we should rely on an IIT report when we know for a fact that the moment you burst firecracker, you're increasing the pollution level. The scientific argument, which I hope your viewers will understand, is this. When pollution levels are already at a certain level, thanks to year-round pollution caused by every other factor which has got nothing to do with the firecracker industry, and during that particular period somebody bursts firecrackers, you're adding to that, over and above that. However, we even presented the solution that during this particular period have certain specific time windows. come out with restrictions with respect to communal bursting, so on and so forth, cast even more obligations.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court went to the extent of saying that we will ban barium, which happens to be the oxidizer which is used for the manufacture of firecrackers, then there is no stable substitute for barium anywhere in the world. There is no other jurisdiction that does this. And therefore, we entered into NDAs with state departments to add additives which reduce the component. The overall composition of firecrackers was reduced by 30%. All of this was done. And still, this happens to be the industry that is constantly in the dock. Now, I'll give you one more instance and then you decide this. There is a judgment of the Supreme Court called In Re Sound. I think this is with respect to the that was put with respect to the firecrackers. You take a look at that particular judgment. I'm happy to share the judgment with your viewers. In 8 lines, without any discussion of any scripture, any evidence, the Supreme Court summarily says that bursting of firecrackers is a mere celebratory activity which has got no ritualistic significance and has got nothing to do with the Hindu religion. This is a statement that the Supreme Court made in 8 lines without any adjudication of evidence. And then we had to present document after document after document to show what is the scriptural relevance. That how the nature of the activity is different in the north and the south. And why is it that bursting of firecrackers is important for people coming from the south? Because we celebrated primarily as Naraka Chaturdashi and not as Diwali. There is a difference between the north and the south. All these examples were given. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say this, Delhi becomes the prism to understand the rest of the country even when it comes to Diwali. I can still understand that Delhi has a peculiar problem with respect to air pollution, therefore it needs special attention. But what is the point of a countrywide ban? It's not as if the air quality levels across the country are the same. That must be left to the discretion of state governments. It's not as if every country in the, every state or city in this country suffers from the very same problems as Delhi. So even when it comes to air quality, Delhi becomes the benchmark. These are the problems.
Well, this has been a wonderful exposition by Sai Deepak. He has gone into at least 6 different aspects of this, viewers. And I am very happy to note that, you know, our viewer family is calling in because there's Archana, there's O.P. Swaminathan, there is Arun, there is Venkatesh, Raman, Captain Jaspal. I'll go to each one of them now before I come out to the rest of our panel. Archana calling in from Delhi. Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Go ahead.
Good evening, Rahul. Thank you so much for bringing this story on Diwali distress to the forefront. Now, AAP is moving to be an anti-Hindu party, and appeasal politics is, to the hilt. Misgovernance is writ all over. Stubble burning for 2 months does not cause pollution, but celebrating Diwali does. So it's no firecrackers, but Taki Viva for Delhi's health and lungs, So no ban on liquor, but don't celebrate Diwali, don't burn firecrackers, that's it. So that's the AAP party for you.
Well, viewers are very direct. And the AAP may not like what is being said, but very direct. I can't muzzle anyone's point of view. O.P. Swaminathan calling in from Bengaluru. Go ahead, Mr. Swaminathan. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Mr. Rahul. Yes. See, this is atrocious, and our courts and institutions have now come to a stage when any decision against Hindus is they want it to appear as a secular decision. Arvind Kejriwal is a specialist deception. If you are not banned the crackers, we will be discussing the issue of stubble burning. To divert the issue, he has created that, and I will not be surprised if after 2 days he withdraws his circular.
So you are saying Diwali is being deliberately demonized so that he can, as you are claiming, basically create a diversion. Well, that's O.P. Swaminathan for you from Bengaluru. Arun calling in from Hyderabad. Good evening, sir. Go ahead, Arun.
Good evening to all you and your panel.
Thank you, sir.
See, there is a different way of celebrating Hindu festivals. So it's pouring salt and pinch, you say you eat sweets. What is this, right? How can they say? If I have some problem, okay, let them ban, but do they make that audacious comments on other festivals? That is one. Second thing is, when AAP already came into government, they should know that what can be implementable, what cannot be. When they promise that, they curb the pollution, and they cannot curb when they are in government in Punjab. It's an irony that I can understand somebody who have never seen the power and what they can do.
Arun from Hyderabad
power,
says selective. Why be selective? There is something here, he's saying. That's what his point is. Venkatesh calling in from Bengaluru. Good evening, sir. Go ahead.
Hi, Rahul. Good evening. I'm going to sound a little bit like Dr. Anand Ranganathan today. So just a couple of points in a few seconds. One is I will blame the BJP party squarely because they got a resounding mandate from Hindus in the last 2 Lok Sabha elections, and they still don't stand up and make Hindus an easy target everywhere. Number one. Number two is that, because of this resounding mandate, they have to do something, and the other parties, Hindus are an easy target for them because they know that they can't get the Hindu votes. So let's play against it. It's a soft target, easy target.
Okay.
Do things appear to be secular and still go after the minority vote, because that's how we can survive.
Well,
thank you, Rahul.
Selectivism once again being highlighted by Venkatesh. Raman calling in from Bengaluru. Go ahead. Good evening, sir.
Hi, Rahul.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I really love your program. Good evening
Thank
to
you,
all the panelists.
Thank you. Good evening.
I lived in US for nearly a decade. There are so many ways of disposing of the straws, which is harvested. It can be like recycled. It can be done some kind of palletizing and use it in agriculture byproducts. Why can't we use that kind of what do you call as a
solutions?
As a byproduct? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
there are so many.
At the end of the day, it comes down to
can
better
do that,
management, administration, and not making false claims all over. Okay, Captain Jaspal calling in from Rohtak. Captain, go ahead this evening. How are you?
Good evening to the panel, very youngish and bright panel. Rahul, you have got the most powerful initials on this whole year, Mr. RSS. Now coming to the point that you have taken today, coming to AAP means permanently pollutant, adamant, arrogant. They have got nothing to do with the politics. They are the most ungrateful genetic gun.
Okay. Well,
the entire
passionate view
mass of India who had some merit and some plus points came to join you.
Okay.
But you people are most ungrateful to the people who made you stand here.
Well,
and you only create noise and pollute the entire political environment.
Let me, Captain.
Good luck.
Captain,
God
military men
Country
speak.
will survive.
Military men speak with boldness and clarity. Viewers, uncomparable. Now, he has got a grouse against the AAP, and let me just share something with you, and I'm going to bring in some of the AAP as well as Tejinder Pal Singh Bagga, who's from the BJP, and the AAP supporters here, as well as, of course, Advaita Kala. And most importantly, Chirag Manchanda, research scholar, UCB, and former researcher of the IIT, involved with making that report, authoring that report that Mr. Sai Deepak referred to. Now, viewers, in November 2019, when the Congress was in power in Punjab, the AAP there demanded an immediate withdrawal of cases filed against farmers for stubble burning. So a disincentive, the AAP said remove. Here in Delhi, they are baying for jailing those that will light a cracker on one day. But viewers, they were baying for exemptions, campaigning for exemptions in Punjab for those that cause 45 days of hell, mayhem to break loose in the Delhi air. In August 2022, Bhagwant Mann, the Chief Minister, met protesting farmers and agreed to withdraw cases filed against them for stubble burning. He said, "We have decided to cancel the FIRs registered against farmers, be it during COVID-19 pandemic for stubble burning or agitation." He said. So, let me bring in Dr. Akashdeep Muni, Piyush Joshi, and now Chirag Manchanda and Advait Kala and Tejinder Pal Singh Bagga. Let me first go across to Dr. Akashdeep Muni. Sir, why this double standard? Farmers that are contributing 45 to 48% depending on the moment and the time of the pollution are getting a free run from you. And what did you promise? No, hang on. 1 second. It's not easy to just nod your head. When this problem was raging 2 years ago, you said, "Arey, if we were in Punjab, हम फिक्स कर देते क्योंकि हम वहां होते, हमें इलेक्ट करो." अब आपके पास दोनों सरकारें हैं सर, मुनि जी,
बता रहा हूं,
और आप दोनों जगह में फेल हो रहे हैं. ये कैसे हो सकता है, बताइए.
Sure, sir. Sir, the first thing that I want to say that on firecracker ban,
right?
Haryana government has banned firecracker, and the EQI at Haryana.
Answer me one question.
No, I'll answer.
One second. One second. No one is going to jail. 1 minute. 1 minute. Just 1 second. Mr. Muni, I am not here defending UP, Haryana.
No.
No, 1 second. I will condemn them for being perhaps oversimplifying the issue, just like you are. But sir, they are not giving reprieves to farmers in Punjab, are they? It's you who's applying the double standards. I am talking about double standards tonight. क्या सर? नहीं, मैं बता रहा हूं, पंजाब में फरिश्ते हैं और दिल्ली में दानव हैं. आप मुझे ये बता दीजिए, are Delhi's people दानव्स?
नहीं,
What is this? अच्छा, what about your own cadre? Your own cadre that is bursting crackers on the streets? Look at those pictures.
I'll just explain.
Who are you fooling?
Sir, the first point I want to make is that Haryana has banned firecracker where the EQI today was 136 and Delhi had a EQI of 396 today. So that is why firecracker ban has been implemented. First, on the stubble burning, sir, you know, there has been an initiative by the Punjab government where Punjab government has said that as per the JPAL commission.
Stop it. Doctor, please. Do you take us for fools? Come on. Stop this.
Sir,
why are you being such a weasel on national TV? Come on, don't do this tonight. In Haryana, green crackers are allowed for a specific time window. I'm fact checking you. There's not a complete ban on crackers. Okay? I am talking about, and listen to me. 1 minute, Dr. Muni. I don't know, are you a health doctor or not? If you are, great for you. You know that there are several people who do suffer from asthma. And it gets exacerbated. My own mother does on Diwali day. No one enjoys the prospect, sir, of living in a gas chamber. But the problem is Delhi becomes a gas chamber for 45 days. Not just one day. Don't oversimplify, doctor. And don't sit here and lie to us every night.
Sir, I am not oversimplifying. There has been an initiative by the Punjab government.
What initiative, sir? They are burning parali there. They are burning the entire biomass, and that is what is contributing to the spike. You said that the spike here in Delhi is 380. Why is it 380? Who's bursting crackers right now? Nobody. It will go from 330 to 600 on Diwali night.
Sir, just let me 30 seconds, sir.
So you take 1.5 minutes, but don't lie on national TV. I'm done with your lies.
I'm not lying on national television. I'm not lying on the national television.
You were just saying Haryana has banned crackers. Don't make silly statements which are easily verifiable, and don't force me to constantly come and fact check you. I'm not your principal. At least have the decency to speak some amount of truth.
Let me come with some amount of truth. For stubble burning, there has been an initiative. Thank you, sir. There has been an initiative by the Punjab government where they have said that cash direct transfer was the only answer.
Sir, have you decriminalized burning of parali? Yes or no in Punjab? And why have you done it? Why has Bhagwant Mann met protesting farmers and agreed to withdraw cases filed against them for stubble burning when that contributes 50% to the pollution, while in Delhi you want to jail people for lighting firecrackers? Just explain this to me. मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, are there a special category of people?
Without going deep into the problem, we cannot just talk on this. 75
Now
lakhs.
he's changing the goalpost and talking about the, Sai Deepak has gone so deep, he's arguing before the Supreme Court and he's telling you there's a problem here, sir.
The Supreme Court has himself.
You have been exposed. You have been totally exposed for your duality and duplicity, Dr. Shah. And I will open the lines to more viewers, and this time they will come and shame you, not me. They will call and they will shame you. 1 minute.
You
One
cannot
second.
let
One
me
second.
to tell
Chirag Manchanda and Tajinder Pal Singh Bagga. First, Tajinder Pal Singh Bagga. Another false equivalence is being drawn. This time by the AAP, dragging in Haryana, saying they have also totally banned crackers. That's not the case. There's a window. Green crackers are allowed. As Sai Deepak was saying, a solution was used. Now, please respond.
राहुल जी मैं झूठ मुनि जी की बात सुन रहा था, और जब मैंने झूठ मुनि जी की बात सुनी उतने में आप जब बात कर रहे थे मैंने न्यूज़ निकाल ली और मैं झूठ मुनि जी ने जब कहा
जस्ट कीप इट स्ट्रेट ऐसे नहीं बोलिए डॉक्टर साहब 1 मिनट तजिंदर जी उनको प्रीफिक्स से मत एड्रेस कीजिए
और ये बता रही है
मुनि जी है ये डॉक्टर मुनि है
किस तरीके से ये झूठ बोल रहे थे टीवी डॉक्टर मुनि किस तरीके से झूठ बोल रहे थे टीवी के ऊपर रोज झूठ बोलते हैं इनके नेता लेकिन आज लाइव टीवी के ऊपर लोग 1 मिनट के उधर इनको एक्सपोज होते हुए देखेंगे चलिए इसको छोड़ देते हैं डॉक्टर मुनि जी को छोड़ देते हैं 2 दिन पहले आम आदमी पार्टी के एक जो मंत्री है गोपाल राय प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करते हैं और कहते हैं दिल्ली के अंदर अगर कोई भी बच्चा पटाखा जलाने की अगर जहमत करेगा उस बच्चे को 6 महीने के लिए जेल बनाने का कानून अरविंद केजरीवाल की सरकार ने बनाया है उस बच्चे को 6 महीने के लिए जेल भेजेगी अगर किसी ने फुलझड़ी भी जलाई एक साल तक बच्चे इंतजार करते थे राहुल सोच के देखिए जब हम छोटे होते थे हम इंतजार करते थे 1 साल की दिवाली आएगी और हम पटाखे जलाएंगे लेकिन आपने कह दिया कि कोई बच्चे अगर पटाखे जलाएगा तो उसको जेल में भेज दिया जाएगा लेकिन उस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस को 24 घंटे भी नहीं होते हैं 24 घंटे के अंदर अंदर उनके एक मंत्री जो शपथ भी नहीं ली उनका एक नॉमिनेशन होता है टीवी पे खबर आती है और उनके घर के बाहर लाखों के पटाखे जला दिए जाते हैं अब मैं आम आदमी पार्टी का आज कोई भी नेता जवाब देने को तैयार नहीं है कि जो ऑक्सीजन जो पटाखे 2 दिन पहले पॉल्यूशन फैला रहे थे वो केजरीवाल के घर के बाहर अगर जलते हैं उनके मंत्री के घर के बाहर जलते हैं तो वो ऑक्सीजन देना चालू कर देते हैं आज पंजाब के अंदर आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार आप ध्यान करिए पिछले साल जब दिवाली आई थी केजरीवाल ने कहा था कि दिल्ली के अंदर अगर प्रदूषण है तो उसके जिम्मेदार पंजाब की सरकार है उन्होंने कहा था कि पंजाब की सरकार उन पे किसानों पे पाबंदी नहीं लगा रही इसलिए दिल्ली के अंदर प्रदूषण है आज तो उनकी सरकार है मैं उनसे पूछना चाहता हूं आपने क्या पाबंदी लगाई आप फेलियर साबित हुए इसलिए अपने फेलियर को छुपाने के लिए आप इस तरह की चीजें कर रहे हैं और पहली बार नहीं पाबंदी लगाई
Bagga sahab, 1 second. I have 3 more viewers. Advaita Kala is waiting. Chirag Manchanda is waiting. Piyush Joshi are all waiting. They're very, very important guests in the context of this panel discussion tonight. And I don't want to make it extremely combative. Mahesh ji is calling in from Noida. Mahesh ji, good evening. Please tell me what you think tonight.
Actually, हमेशा केजरीवाल पंजाब के कोई दोष लेते रहे हैं दिल्ली के पॉल्यूशन के लिए इनफैक्ट लास्ट ईयर इनका एक ऐड चलता था जिसमें ये कहते थे कि दिल्ली में हमने देखो कितना कर दिया किसानों को एक और दवा लेके जाते थे हमने स्ट्रगल का इलाज कर दिया काफी एडवर्टीजमेंट किया जबकि दिल्ली में कोई एग्रीकल्चर लैंड नहीं है इतना और यहाँ बहुत इन्होंने पब्लिसिटी की देखो पंजाब में ये क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं ऐसा तो अब वो केजरीवाल कहाँ चले गए क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं
well again duplicity being called out yes I'm coming to you Piyush Joshi ji I'm coming to give me 30 seconds I want to bring in our viewers they have taken the time out to be with us tonight and I'm grateful to them they're all our family Raj calling in from Kochi good evening Raj go ahead
Rahul good evening first and the foremost so nice of you to bring this topic Actually, you know, it's every year during Diwali this comes up. And, you know, I would like to say that the power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Okay. So you're now, putting it down to arrogance.
Exactly happening with Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay, so you're putting it down to arrogance. Okay, you think that they're taking the people for granted. Okay, that's someone else also said that right now. Prabhakaran calling in from Nagpur. Good evening, sir. Go ahead.
Good evening, Rahul.
Good evening.
It's not only AAP which is playing a dirty politics, but I want to bring to the notice of the judiciary which is playing down with the Hindus. They are to be condemned.
Okay, well, the judiciary also coming in for criticism. Tonight, viewers, I have no view on this, of course. It's the public speaking. Mr. Narsiman calling in from Chennai. Good evening, Mr. Narsiman. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
I'm calling from Chennai. Actually, in Tamil Nadu also there is a village where foreign birds are coming. So they themselves not busting the cracker. That should be that way. So one more thing, it is India with all diversity. I request all the religious leader, other than Hindu religious leader, to come in support of Hindus to fire the crackers firing. So that should not. So that politics we can keep aside.
Keep the politics aside, he says. Keep the politics aside. Let's preserve our traditions. Let's find ways of celebrating our traditions rather than imposing blanket bans for optics. That's a very clear verdict coming in from the people. Gopinath calling in from Chennai. Yes, Mr. Gopinath. Good evening tonight.
Good evening, Rahul. Good evening. Why do you put Mr. Muni in acid test? So I did the class very clearly explain in detail. You know what is happening.
Yeah.
Since he comes out.
Well, sir, what can one do?
Cracker is a very important thing because a very big industry. It is a very big industry.
Absolutely.
It is being taken care of lakhs of people.
And let me tell you, viewers, let me tell you something. When there was a ban on the culling of cows, a large number of people, activists, stood up and said, oh, the pink industry, Sai Deepak, you remember this, is going to be bled dry. Lakhs and lakhs and crores of people will be out of jobs. Here no one is thinking about the craftsmen of Sivakasi.
So, in fact, you may want to know, and I don't want to take the time of other panelists, because I certainly want to hear Dr. Manchanda and Advaita Kala. I had pointed out to the court that in the context of the Sardar Sarovar Dam, the Supreme Court had said, when you displace a certain set of people, you at the very least have to come out with alternative arrangements.
Yeah.
Now here, when you ban an entire industry, and you're looking at 8 lakh people being put out of their livelihoods, what alternatives did the Supreme Court propose, or at least did the state governments or any other government volunteer with, to say, okay, this is how we'll take care of these people? And the worst part is, it's not as if they've stopped bursting firecrackers, because if Indians are not manufacturing it, the question is, where is this coming from? It's obviously coming from China. Illegal imports.
Yeah.
Well, so the problem is that anyway continues.
Yes.
And we suffer.
Okay. Advaita Kala, please.
Well, Rahul, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind, isn't it? And this is rank hypocrisy of the Khas Admi party, that you want to jail Delhiites for bursting crackers, and then you have this like fireworks display outside your minister's home. What more can one say about it? And we've discussed this every single year. And Arvind Kejriwal, folded hands and everything, was saying that let me talk to the Punjab government and let's Captain and I sit together and I'm going to put a stop to this stubble burning and make sure that we don't have to face this every year, blah, blah. Well, guess what? Now you have a government. Why aren't you doing it? And what makes me angry is that I'm not a denier. I know that we have an issue when it comes to pollution in the National Capital Region, no doubt.
Yes.
What makes me angry is the hypocrisy and the convenience with which they want to hang this on Diwali and then brush their hands off any responsibility through the year, through these critical winter months where people suffer, are breathless, have gone through a traumatic time with COVID, and these politicians, forget bursting crackers outside their own home, they have no intention of actually solving this problem.
Well, Piyush, let me bring in Piyush Joshi. Piyush Joshi, this is a question now about finding a convenient scapegoat. It's Diwali, it's crackers, hang the people, jail them, but you're not addressing the real issue. And I'm leaving the last word to Chirag Manchanda on this. But Piyush Joshi, quick response to Advaita Kala. She's calling out your hypocrisy. You're going for the softest target here.
Yeah, 45 minutes into the program, I thought you've forgotten that we exist. But thank you for coming to us. There are two parts of this debate. I won't take more than 1 minute. The first part is why the firecrackers have been banned. They shouldn't have been banned because it's a Hindu festival. They are banned because there is a Commission of Air Quality Management which is recommended that once the air quality goes from poor to very poor, you have to go for the second stage graded response. You have to progress to the stage 2 of graded response action plan. So banning firecrackers is a part of that graded response action plan. So, and who runs this commission for air quality management? This is the Ministry of Environment of Government of India, not the Aam Aadmi Party government of Delhi. That's the first part of the debate. The second part of the debate is why the Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab hasn't done anything to curb parali. So while you have mentioned that from October 10 to October 19, there has been a rise of and the total number of parali burning incidents have increased to 2,628. You forgot to mention that in the similar period from 15th of September 2021 to 19th of October 2019, the incidences were 9,000. So it's a 3 times decrease. So last year, from 15th of September till 19th of October the stubble burning incidences were 9,000, and this year it is only 2,628. Now let me quickly enumerate what
I'll tell you why. There is an explanation for that. Again, you are misleading because it has been raining over the northern plains, so the parali burning has been put off and delayed. In fact, this time, one second, Mr. Joshi.
What is
I don't, 1 minute, please allow me, sir. I beg you.
45 minutes into the debate.
I beg you. It doesn't matter, sir. You have no respect for the viewers. I shouldn't give them time. I should give important people like you only the time. I didn't ask you, sir, to continue. You could have left.
Okay,
but don't be intolerant of the views of the public. The public has as much a right to participate, and I said in the very beginning that there will be people who will be calling in, and I will be taking their opinion. So have a little bit of patience, sir.
Then
please.
Allow me to complete. I did not interrupt any of the panelists. I was patient. So you have 45 minutes. If sitting silent for 45 minutes does not count as patience, I don't know what does. So now coming back to the point what Punjab government has done. Punjab government has recently inaugurated a bioenergy plant which produces 33 tons of biogas material and consumes 1.3 lakh tons of the biomass, which is going to be increased to 20 plants of such nature. So this is what Punjab government has done. You conveniently forget to mention that there has been only 28% stubble burning incidences for the same period, and you, without any significant sample size, without any significant database, you say that is because of the rainfall only.
So, sir, do you read the newspapers?
It's 6 months into
One second, Mr. Joshi, you can keep battling me down. I am okay with that, please. But do you read the newspapers? Should I pull out the articles for you? Excuse me. Should I pull out the article? Excuse me. Can I pull out the articles for you and tell you what the newspapers with reporters who have gone on the ground and investigated the points, sir, that you are making have concluded? Listen to me. By today, a few days before Diwali, ask anyone who lives in the Union capital, perhaps you do too, the situation is even worse than it is today. Why? Because by now you would have already had at least 10 to 15,000 fires burning on the plains of Punjab and other states that surround us. Right? 1 second, sir. The only reason that has not happened, that spike has not happened in those numbers is because of the unseasonal rains and the long-lasting effect of the retreating monsoon. Please read. I am not talking. I'll show you the articles. I will just pull out the article. Give me 2 more minutes. So I am not misleading you. I will read out the...
I am not misleading. All I am asking is the Commission of Air Quality Management run by the Ministry of Environment.
I am asking you, if it is about, 1 second, if it is about GRAP rules, then sir, the farmers should also be told to stop. Who is implementing that law there? You have given them a complete exemption. Mr. Bhatnagar, can you please, Mr. Manchanda, can you please step in and speak to Mr. Joshi, who thinks he knows it all? Please go ahead.
Thank you, Rahul. I don't know it but I know a bit.
You know, little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Please educate yourself with all the facts. Yes.
I am a professional physician.
Now let me go to Mr. Manchanda, who knows a lot more because he's researched it. Mr. Manchanda.
Thank you, Rahul. I'd just like to clear the stage first. Any opinions that IIT Delhi or IIT Kanpur has been giving in the reports are not opinions. They are evidence-based. Just to clear that out. It's not my personal opinion. We have enough evidence for that. And coming to the evidence, at IIT Delhi at least, we've been running the most sophisticated suite of instruments for the past 2 years, giving you around 150 different chemical species at every 15 minutes, not just on Diwali days, but all year round. And based on those instrument measurements, we've come to the conclusion that we're not discounting the fact that there's no pollution on Diwali. There definitely is.
Yes.
But coming to what's making the Delhi haze following Diwali, it is definitely the biomass burning, because the haze is not formed due to primary emissions, it's more of secondary aged emissions. And based on our data, we have enough evidence to say that it is indeed the biomass burning which is causing the haze in the days following Diwali, the 45-day period that we've been talking about. And it is published, it is accepted by worldwide research journals, and we have enough evidence for that, I would say.
So let me now just quickly bring in some viewers before I wrap this up, viewers. Satbir calling in from Taran, hopefully from a perspective on the ground there. Satbir ji, go ahead. Good evening.
Good evening, Sat Sri Akal ji. My namaste to all the honorable panelists.
Thank you, sir.
I am a small-time farmer, and with about 1.5 acres of land, I can only speak on behalf of the farmers. I am not from any political party at all.
Wonderful.
Let me make it clear.
Yes.
See, the thing is, the ground reality is that these small farmers, it is very easy to say don't burn the parali, whosoever is in the government. Where is the solution? The solution is there must be a community-based machine given by the government, whichever government it is there, so that it is used by all the farmers for that period of 2 days, 3 times a year.
Absolutely.
It is simple. No farmer is going to buy a 3 to 4 lakh machine,
Sadhir ji,
he is going to use only 2 or 3 days a year.
Yes, same point was made by J-Sai Deepak. He's raising his hand. Let's listen to him. Yes.
People should.
So one of the things that was actually pointed out before the Supreme Court was, let the state governments actually place an affidavit. How are they going to address this problem with respect to the very same community of small farmers who are not in a position to fund these machines? I'll give you in stark contrast what is being said. On the other hand, even small-time manufacturers of firecrackers are being told to invest in extremely expensive machines for the sake of quality control. So when it comes to farmers, there is a leeway that is being given, and when a solution is presented, there is no allocation of budget forthcoming. And when it comes to firecracker manufacturers, as opposed to a cluster of firework units being told to install the unit, every unit, small, big or medium, is being asked to install it.
There you go.
That is the distinction.
That's the distinction. And viewers, today the Aam Aadmi Party is not providing those machines to people like Satbir ji, who are calling in. And even if they are too late and they are too little. And you have now, therefore, people like Joshi and Muni hanging Diwali up as the villain. That's the problem. Mansi from Bengaluru. I have precisely 30 seconds on the show. Good evening, Mansi. Go ahead.
Good evening. Regarding this Delhi crackers. क्रैकर्स के लिए इतनी सारी बंदिश है, मदीना के लिए कभी नहीं थी. मदिरा तो खुलेआम सभी लोगों के ऊपर, पेट के ऊपर कुछ इफेक्ट नहीं होता है.
Let people enjoy and be festive. Biswajit ji from Patna. Go ahead. Biswajit. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, and very good you manage the show actually. Don't let anyone do nautanki there. But what I'm saying is like AAP is always doing nautanki. They will continue doing the nautanki.
Okay. Well, I'll leave it at that. That's the viewers' opinion coming out of the back of the show. News are coming up, viewers. Stay with us. Don't go away.
The most pressing issues, the most informed minds, free and fair exchange. Converse India with Rahul Shivshankar.
आपको सब फिल्म स्टार ही चाहिए मथुरा में।
नहीं हेमा मालिनी।
कन्हैया जी ने भक्त चाहिए ही कल रात की सावन का ऑल्सो बिकम। सांसद बनना चाहेंगे उसको तो आप बनने नहीं देंगे। आप दिमाग में सबको ऐसा डाल के रखेंगे फिल्म स्टार ही बनेगा। आपको सब फिल्म स्टार ही चाहिए मथुरा में।
नहीं हेमा मालिनी।
कन्हैया जी ने भक्त चाहिए ही कल रात की सावन का ऑल्सो बिकम। बहुत अच्छी बात है।
आपका क्या विचार है इस बार? आप
मेरा विचार क्या मैं बताऊं? मेरा विचार भगवान के ऊपर है। लॉर्ड कृष्णा विल डू इट।
मैं तो देश की सेवा के लिए ही पैदा हुई हूँ और मैं देश की सेवा करना चाहती हूँ। और क्यों नहीं हमारे मोदी साहब, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी चाय बनाते बनाते प्रधानमंत्री जी पीएम बन सकते हैं, तो मैं बॉलीवुड में काम करते करते सीएम क्यों नहीं बन सकती हूँ? डेफिनेटली मैं बनूंगी। आप सबका आशीर्वाद चाहिए। तो 2024 में अब आप मुझे चुनाव लड़ते हुए देखेंगे। किसके अपोजिट, ये सरप्राइज है।
On the show tonight, viewers.
Prime Minister to launch Rozgar Mela recruitment drive for 10 lakh personnel. 75,000 new appointees to be appointed in the first leg. Appointment letters to be handed over to the newly inducted recruits. Prime Minister Narendra Modi met UN Secretary General. The two leaders held bilateral talks in Kevadia of Narmada district in Gujarat. After 2 people died and several were left injured in a tipper accident, Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh expressed grief over the loss of lives. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi resumed the Padyatra from Andhra Pradesh Kurnool district. Today is the 3rd day of Bharat Jodo Yatra in Andhra Pradesh. In a symbolic protest against BJP, unidentified persons dug a grave, held a mock funeral of BJP President JP Nadda. This was in protest against the delay in setting up the proposed regional fluoride
there was a big song and dance about internet being cut. Okay. Now, if you've reached a stage where you say an internet cut is more dangerous than the loss of human lives, then what can I say?
India's illegal and unilateral
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to start with a question that is on the minds of everyone. Why is Diwali demonized every single year? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same script every year, especially during the festival of lights. The capital starts choking this blanket of smog over our heads, building to the same guidelines to block you and your children from bursting crackers. While I'm not saying that you shouldn't worry about the environment, and crackers are particularly something that everybody should indulge in. But why just stop it for Diwali? Drawing the line for Delhiites, the Aam Aadmi Party government has made it clear that those found purchasing and bursting crackers can invite a fine of Rs 200 or face even a jail term up to 6 months. Yes, if you dare to burst a cracker, be prepared to spend some time in jail. But what has gone unchecked is the stubble burning in the neighboring states, especially Punjab, which is the main contributor to the problems of air pollution in Delhi. Ironically, the Aam Aadmi Party government is at the helm of affairs in Punjab also. Last year, from September 15 to October 16, there were 2,375 incidents of farm fires as per the Commission of Air Quality Management. But this year, just look at the number in September 15 to October 19. A total of 2,625 farm fire incidents have been reported as per Punjab Remote Sensing Center. So, in just about 1 month and 4 days, we've surpassed the number of last year for 3-month period. It seems there's a free run to burn parali in Punjab, and the onus lies with the Aam Aadmi Party government and Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, because now he's left with no excuse, as the opposition says. Listen in to his own take on this entire issue over the years. Listen to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal.
इसमें केंद्र सरकार जब तक इंटरफेयर नहीं करेगी और सभी राज्यों को बुला के उस समस्या को समझ के इंटरफेयर नहीं करेगी, तो दिल्ली सरकार अपने स्तर पे इस बड़े स्तर पे जो धुआं हो गया, इसको हटाने के दिल्ली सरकार के पास बहुत ज़्यादा मेथड्स नहीं है. बिकॉज दिल्ली का जो ये धुआं है, वो धुएं का कारण दिल्ली के अंदर नहीं है, वो धुएं का कारण दिल्ली के बाहर है. कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा, आसपास की सरकारों को कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा. मैंने चिट्ठियां लिखी हैं, हमारे मंत्रियों ने भी उनको चिट्ठियां लिखी हैं. पिछले साल मैं मिलने भी गया था, आपने देखा था. कैप्टन साहब ने मिलने से मना कर दिया था, लेकिन खट्टर साहब से मैं मिला भी था.
हम लोग सब लोग मिल के दिवाली मनाएंगे, पटाखे नहीं जलाएंगे, किसी भी हालत में अपने को पटाखे नहीं जलाएंगे. जब तक पराली की समस्या, खुले दिल से मीटिंग करें हम लोग, एक दूसरे के ऊपर आरोप प्रत्यारोप ना करें. तो मैंने जो ट्वीट करता हूं रोज, आपने देखा होगा कि पिछले 3-4 दिन से पोल्यूशन बढ़ने लगा है. क्यों बढ़ रहा है? क्योंकि आसपास के राज्यों के अंदर वहां की राज्य सरकारों ने अपने किसानों की मदद नहीं की, इसीलिए किसान न चाहते हुए भी अपनी अपनी पराली जलाने के लिए मजबूर है.
पिछले 3 दिन से पोल्यूशन बढ़ने लगा, 4 दिन से पोल्यूशन बढ़ने लगा, और ये पोल्यूशन पराली का पोल्यूशन है जो आसपास के राज्यों में चल रही है.
But this is not all. While there is prohibition for you, it seems that there is none for the workers of the Aam Aadmi Party. Watch these visuals from outside the home of AAP's Delhi Mantri to be, Rajkumar Anand, where his supporters are celebrating his elevation to Kejriwal's cabinet by lighting crackers. Well, the minister simply says he was not at home and doesn't know why this happened and who burst crackers inside his house. Listen in.
इतना सा बता दीजिए क्योंकि गोपाल राय जी ने अनाउंस किया था कि कहीं ना कहीं पटाखे नहीं जलाएंगे और पटाखों पे पूरा कंप्लीट बैन था। बिल्कुल। और जेल भी है अब इसके लिए, पनिशमेंट भी उन्होंने लागू कर रखी है। आपके घर के बाहर कल आप मंत्री बने हैं, उसके बाद कुछ कार्यकर्ता आपके सपोर्टर्स ने यहाँ पर पटाखे जलाए हैं। आप मानते हैं कि ये गलत हुआ है और क्या इस पर भी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए?
नहीं, मेरी नॉलेज में नहीं है, मैं था भी नहीं, मेरी अनुपस्थिति में हुआ अगर ऐसा हुआ, और अगर ऐसा हुआ है तो ये गलत है, नहीं होना चाहिए था।
अगर ऐसा हुआ है तो ये गलत है। पता भी नहीं कि इनके घर पे क्या हुआ, पटाखे चले कि नहीं, मैं तो घर पर था ही नहीं। मेरे घर में क्या हो रहा है मुझे क्या पता। दिस हैज ओनली एस्केलेटेड द वॉर ऑफ वर्ड्स बिटवीन द आम आदमी पार्टी एंड द बीजेपी। लिसन इन।
पटाखों के जलने से जो प्रदूषण का धुआं जो हमारी आंखों में जलन पैदा करता है, उसमें दिल्ली के साथ साथ एनसीआर का जो पूरा इलाका है वहां भी जो पटाखे जलते हैं उसका भी असर शामिल होता है। इसलिए केंद्र सरकार से, केंद्रीय पर्यावरण मंत्री जी से मेरा ये विनम्र निवेदन है कि दिल्ली की तरह ही एनसीआर का जो इलाका है उसमें भी पटाखों पर सख्ती के साथ प्रतिबंध का अनुपालन किया जाए।
निश्चित रूप से केजरीवाल बगैर गैरत के लोग हैं, उनको गैरत नहीं है, उनकी क्रेडिबिलिटी नहीं है, जबान नहीं है। केजरीवाल साहब के अंदर नैतिकता है तो पुलिस में एफआईआर दर्ज करानी चाहिए और पुलिस को भी कहीं ना कहीं शो कॉल्ड उनको ऑफेंस के खिलाफ एफआईआर दर्ज करनी चाहिए और पुलिस को एक्शन लेना चाहिए इस बात को लेकर जी। अपने आप सो मोटो भी एक्शन लेना चाहिए जी। कोई क्राइम कर रहा है पुलिस भी आंख बंद करके बैठी रहेगी, ये नहीं होना चाहिए। ये लोग डरने लगे हैं न्यूसेंस केजरीवाल से और अधिकारी इस बात को आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास नहीं करते। अगर वहां मंत्री के मंत्रालय के ओथ लेने पर पटाखे चलाए जा रहे हैं, चलाने वाले मंत्री माफी मांगे या मंत्री के खिलाफ एफआईआर दर्ज होनी चाहिए।
And that brings me to the legitimate question on the Newshour tonight. Pollution excuse for Diwali bashing? That's the question and that's the debate. Don't demonize Diwali. That's the hashtag and the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the Newshour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me tonight, Shehzad Poonawala, national spokesperson of the BJP, Ratan Sharda, author, Vimlendu Jha, environmentalist, Ravi Srivastava, political analyst, supports the Aam Aadmi Party, Professor D.K. Giri, political analyst, joining me on the debate. And my first question goes straight onwards to Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist, and I want to ask you, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, what is contributing to the lack of breathing of clean air for all of us as Delhiites? Is it really the patakas? Because patakas to abhi shuru bhi nahi hue hain. The issue here is parali burning, and I've given you the statistics on how many fires have been reported this year. So, is this completely demonizing Diwali when pollution is actually due to other reasons up until now?
Good evening, Navika. No, absolutely. Look, I think the only way stubble burning can be banned is if we declare it to be Parali Dahan, a Hindu festival celebrated at the onset of winter, wherein, according to the Atharva Veda, when demon king Paralisura enslaved Maruts and Rudra, the enraged Lord Vishnu burnt him. And because it is a Hindu festival, its celebration will be banned by the government as well as Supreme Court. No, but seriously, this is turning from the ridiculous to the sublime. Nothing phases the shameless lot of politicians cutting across parties, not even the Supreme Court. Remember, Navika, in 2020, Supreme Court ordered Punjab and Haryana governments, and I quote it, quote, "Stop stubble burning immediately. Be warned. Your entire administration and police will be held responsible even if one instance of stubble burning occurs in future," unquote. And what happened the very next day? Punjab recorded 6,710 farm fires, Haryana 364. Last year,
Punjab and Haryana recorded in excess of 71,400 farm fires. And this year is going to be the same. 2,100 fires, as you've said, have been reported already. And we have just begun. Let me give you some perspective. One, during this stubble burning month, an area of 17,900 square kilometers or 12 times the size of Delhi is continuously on fire right next to Delhi for a month. 35 million tons of stubble will be burned too. And you know what is really scary, Navika? That we are outraging only because Delhi is being affected by stubble burning. 98 million tons of stubble is burnt every year all over India, all year round. UP 22%, Punjab 21%, Haryana 9%, AP 5%, West Bengal 5%, Tamil Nadu 3%, Gujarat 4%. 3. Burning 98 million tons of stubble releases 149 million tons of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide emission from all Indian transport is 270 million tons. Carbon dioxide emission from all Indian stubble burning is as high as 150 million tons. The latter is totally avoidable. But vote bank is more precious than your life. 4. The financial burden of treating respiratory diseases and accounting for man hours lost because of 98 million tons of stubble burning is 152 times more than the cost of the machines needed for stubble extraction. But if our politicians thought like this, we would be a developed nation. 5. All that is required, Navika, to stop stubble burning is buying 30,200 happy cedar machines. The cost, $70 million. That's it. Taxpayer money spent just on ads in the last 5 years by the center and by the governments of Delhi, Haryana and Punjab. $1,300 million, $1.3 billion. 6 months ago, you know this, Navika, the state decided not to prosecute the farmers who burn stubble in complete violation of its own and Supreme Court orders. That's why I say we became a banana republic the moment we became a republic. Now, if you were to give me 2 minutes either now or after some time, Navika, I would explain to you in detail just the science about firecrackers.
मुझे science नहीं पढ़नी. मैं तो I'm dealing with the politics of this matter. Pardon me. 9 p.m. science classes is not my idea of spending my evening. But I want to ask you, Anand Ranganathan, you've missed out a point. My question is directly about the fact that there is a law, there is a notification which says that if anybody bursts fire from 6th of September to the 1st of January 2023, they will be put behind bars for 6 months or a 200 rupee fine. I want to ask you, if at this minister's or minister-to-be's residence there is a firecracker, celebration that is going on, should that minister not be facing the law, whether he is at home or not at home? You've not answered that question, and I'm only on that question at this moment.
Yeah, no, Navika, now let me explain. I'll bring in, even at the cost of being rebuked by you, I'll bring in 30 थोड़ा कम है, 2 मिनट दे दीजिए.
नहीं, 2 मिनट नहीं, 30 seconds. Is there supposed to be action against this minister? Yes or no? 10 seconds.
Definitely.
Well, that answers your question. So I want to ask Mr. Ravi Srivastava, what is the action that has been taken against this minister, Mr. Ravi Srivastava?
See, minister has clarified on to your reporter only that he was not at home and he is not aware of it.
Oh, yes?
It's a single, allow me to finish. It's a single isolated incident
in his own house. In his own house.
Which you are trying to generalize. Look, what I have to say, I'll say. Which you are trying to generalize. Anyway, I condemn it. And the police should take the necessary action. If the video is correct, identify the people and book them. And take the question of the law, whatever penalties to be taken or whether they are to be sent to jail.
Ravi Srivastava ji, I have one small question. Ravi Srivastava ji, if the video is correct, now the video has been running on all channels and on social media for the last 16 hours. The Delhi government, does it have time to check that in their state has the law been violated, or should I go and check it for them?
First of all, I am not a representative of Delhi government. That is one.
But you're
Second thing
making
is-
excuses for them, sir.
No. Second is that at least 10 videos I have seen viral on social media, which were fabricated, edited, and tampered. So
Okay.
I won't vouch for video, and it's job of the competent authority to find out, establish that who were at fault and take the necessary action.
But in the meanwhile, stop thinking about bursting crackers for Diwali, because
Very
this
good.
video तो हम बाद में देख लेंगे, पहले दिवाली अपनी बंद कर दो, शहजाद पूनावाला. How convinced are you
Okay.
with the
No,
logic
you're
presented by
not
Mr.
me.
Ravi Srivastava? Hold on, Mr. Ravi Srivastava. Shehzad.
You know, at the beginning of the debate you asked that what is the reason behind this suffocation. You know, what is most suffocating is not the falling AQI, but in fact the double standards and the hypocrisy and the blatant Hindu virod that we see on display. It's almost reminiscent of Aurangzeb's rule 350 years ago, on which I'm sure author Anand Ranganathan will throw more light. Just like he banned Diwali firecrackers in Delhi, today you have a modern day Aurangzeb who's also banning Diwali crackers, as if only crackers lead to pollution. And look at the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is that if you burst Diwali crackers on Diwali day, that will lead to pollution, because that is communal pollution, and if you are a minister and you burst the crackers, that's secular pollution. And also, what about the crackers that are burst on 25th December, on 31st December, on Shab-e-Barat? Well, those are all secular pollutants. That does not lead to any kind of air pollution. But you know, we are not addressing the real issue. The real issue is the lies and the hypocrisy of Arvind Kejriwal. Last year, like you rightly showed, he was blaming what? He was blaming the parali burning. He was saying that the parali is the main reason responsible for the pollution in Delhi. Actually, that is also not true. It may be responsible for the last 10-15 days, because the falling AQI is directly proportional to the increasing instances of parali burning in Punjab. That's true. What happened to the biodecomposer? Mr. Kejriwal must tell us what he spent the 23 crores on. Probably advertising. But what is important is, and Vimlendu Jha will tell you, is that the fact is that vehicular pollution, industrial pollution, pollution due to dust are the main reasons that IIT Kanpur, IIT Delhi have said are the pollutants behind Delhi. What has he done on them? For instance, he said he will buy vacuum cleaners to remove the dust. How many vacuum cleaners were purchased? Then he said that, to tackle the pollution that is coming from industrial and other sources, he will take action on them. How many industries were shut because of pollution? Can he tell us how he improved the public transport system? He was supposed to buy 11,000 DTC buses so that there could be public transport. Did he buy even 2,000 buses, 1,000 buses? The buses are below 4,000 today as we speak. So these are the real reasons, sometimes blaming the farmers, now blaming Hindus. And I just have one question. Those who are the one-eyed secularists on this panel, the likes of VK Giri, Professor Giri, please tell us that if planting trees is important, right, to curb pollution, would you come out with an order that says that we will penalize those who cut trees on a particular festival? Will you penalize those who run slaughterhouses which leads to greenhouse gas emissions on other festivals? No, because this is one-eyed secularism. This is less about tackling pollution. This is more about saying that the Hindus are responsible for pollution, or to say that the farmers are responsible for pollution.
Professor Giri, respond to Shehzad Poonawala's direct charge.
Absolutely. Just to his characterization about me, I don't know how much he knows me. I've been speaking about against secular regime, that it is a failed concept, and writing about it for last 10 years. Please read my writing. So you are misinformed about me. I do not think secularism works in our country. One short response. Second one, I am a student of politics. I am thoroughly confused, Navika. You know, I have been on your channel since morning. Either BJP is opposing the ban on the firecrackers as demonizing Diwali, or they are supporting it. If you are demanding action against the minister, you are supporting the ban. And if you are opposing the ban, then you know what minister does is not a crime. I mean, they should take a position first. As a student of politics, I am thoroughly confused. That is one. I heard Anand Ranganathan. The debate is on firecrackers. He gave us a good lesson on stubble burning. But the point is, when the firecrackers, it is a creative, bold, and courageous decision. You know, I heard the Prime Minister today on your channel. He said this is by the planet, for the planet, and of the planet, this world. That is an environment statement. He urged the whole of the world, which rightly so, and very creative of the Honorable Prime Minister, that we should have lifestyle changes. The BJP spokesperson like Shehzad Poonawala should listen to the Prime Minister.
The lifestyle change in Delhi that I have seen is that we and all the citizens of Delhi have decided not to burst crackers, but mantris of the Aam Aadmi Party will burst crackers. Is that the lifestyle change?
No. Oh, come on, Malavika. I mean, Navika, you are nitpicking, really. I said so. Minister should be, his people should be punished if you accept the law.
So they should be punished. So who is to punish them? Who should file the FIR? The people who took out the circular? The people who took out the circular was the Delhi government, sir. So will you
appeal? Navika, don't speak on double tongue. Don't speak. Either you demand action or oppose the ban. You are not doing either. You know, lifestyle change. You said yes. You answer that. You made that proposition. Anand, come on. Let me tell you. Either you are supporting the ban or opposing it. I make up your mind.
I'm asking you.
And you say
okay. You are a professor. Yeah. Please answer the following question. Yeah. Question number 1. Yes, rapid fire. I want quick answers. Rapid fire, Professor D.K. Giri. What causes more pollution?
Sure.
Parali burning?
Sure.
Parali burning or crackers? Quick.
Well, it is both. I have lived in Delhi for 40 years. I am not going by statistics. Mark said, lies, damn lies and statistics. When your argument is weak,
this is a short answer question, rapid fire. So question number 2.
Yes.
Right now there are no crackers because Diwali is still 4 days away. Right now what is causing the pollution?
Whatever is causing should be stopped.
Don't make it right.
He has taken action on crackers to support it.
What is causing the pollution right now? Parali burning, yes or no?
Well, Navika, I am not a scientist. I am not a statistician. I am a student of politics. Okay. And for me,
and you are doing politics of your own kind. You are doing politics of your own kind.
When we bring
Professor Giri took my name.
Navika, I think you are making a confused formulation. That is all.
I am not making a confused formulation. You are confused because there are no crackers so far and my children can't breathe. Anybody's children can't breathe already. And I am not confused. I showed you a video album of all the statements made by Mr. Arvind Kejriwal since 2015 about how Delhiites are dying because of Parali burning. But you are getting confused. Because you are only worried about what the BJP is saying. You are not worried about the principles. Anand Ranganathan, why is Professor D.K. Giri in such a confused state of mind?
I said that should,
And Navika, I am not very sure if Professor...
that should also be addressed thoroughly. But cracker is one step.
वो तो अभी we'll come to it ना. Diwali is still not here. Right now, please solve Parali for us and please discuss this politically with the party that governs Delhi on why Parali problem has not been solved despite them being in power for 7 months. Well, Anand Ranganathan.
Navika, the topic of your debate was demonizing Diwali.
Professor Giri, please. Professor Giri.
This
is not fair.
Out of course question आ गया.
Wait a minute, Anand. Wait a minute. You are a colleague. You are a professor. You are like me. Your topic of the debate was demonizing Diwali, not Parali.
Sir, I think you are less of a professor, more of a sub-editor.
I don't have the statistics. You gave me the topic. You said your topic is Diwali. Demonizing Diwali.
So you didn't read enough on Parali. I'll give you 5 minutes before I come back to you. Please read up as much as you can on Parali burning and the situation of pollution right today up until now. Read up on that and I will come back to you, my friend. But Anand Ranganathan, respond to him before I get in Ratan Chadha.
I can read up, but
yes,
what is the debate?
Now, Professor Giri,
I'll have to lower your fader, Professor Giri.
Anand is prepared on Parali. I am on crackers. Yeah.
No, 1 second.
But I was speaking to the topic.
You know, Anand Ranganathan, the problem is that they are unidimensional. They only think crackers cause the pollution. They don't think Parali causes pollution, and that is why Parali has not been attended to. Simple. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, respond, and Mr. Jha, Professor Jha, Professor Giri, I'm lowering your fader. Anand.
थैंक यू नाविका बसंती की तरह मुझे बकबक करने की आदत है नहीं, लेकिन मैं प्लीज नहीं ऑनेस्टली यूं तो मैं सिर्फ आई ओनली वांट 2.5 minutes बिकॉज इट्स अ 1 hour प्रोग्राम एंड आई प्रॉमिस यू आफ्टर दैट मैं मौन व्रत धारण कर लूंगा बिकॉज व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू से it cannot be said in a haste. It's very important. It has science as well. So I beg of you, your indulgence as well as the indulgence of my fellow panelists, just 2.5 minutes.
Ratan Sharda, are you going to be indulgent? Will you give him that 2.5 hours?
I can't help it. I can't help it. He's my friend.
Okay. Anand Ranganathan indulged. Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Navika, look, the problem that my objection is not to the firecracker ban. It is to duplicity. It is to just going against one Hindu festival while opening it for New Year festival and Christmas and everything. The duplicity and the double standards and the hypocrisy is what I object to. Because why are firecrackers allowed to be burst in the open at all is my thesis. And let me explain. Number one, science proves and really proves that pollution caused by firecrackers is shockingly harmful. What results from a fireworks celebration are alarmingly toxic materials like arsenic, mercury, cadmium, unreacted sulfur, lead, chromium, besides ozone, a greenhouse gas, and perchlorate that can severely affect the functioning of thyroid. I have said this before, Navika, and I repeat. Firecrackers are immensely harmful, and like the stubble burning farmers, you have no right to expose others to harm. Number two, common sense tells you that if millions of people burst firecrackers in a limited period of time, it will produce harmful gases. Why do you want to savor joy at the cost of others? You want to burst firecrackers? Go right ahead, provided you are by your own, inside your house, behind closed doors, away from your near and dear ones. So go ahead, light up a cigarette, PM 2.5, 139 mcg per meter cube. A full jhadi, PM 2.5, 10,390. A snake, PM 2.5, 64,500 mcg per meter cube. A hazar ki ladi, PM 2.5, 38,540 mcg per meter cube. And a chakri, PM 2.5, 9,490 mcg per meter cube. Inside your closed house. You want to call this a celebration? Fair enough. It is your right, your money, your life. But don't celebrate at the cost of others. When will we learn from what science tells us? When will we do a cost-benefit analysis of our religious and cultural practices? Pure luck that the ozone layer depleting chlorofluorocarbons weren't considered Holy Communion, or they would never have been banned. We probably would have rationalized the resulting spate of skin cancers as a just punishment from God for our sins. And as for those who say, "Arey, grin and bear this firecracker pollution on Diwali, it is only for a day." So what if you have asthma? Well, doesn't stubble burning last only for a month?
But Anand
Why then the need to ban
Ranganathan,
it?
I hate to interrupt, but Anand Ranganathan, my question is, we are having this debate when Diwali is still not arrived. The only crackers that have been burst in the minister's house, Mr. Anand's house. And that house which has on its nameplate Raj Bhavan written on it. So not only, and I want to show you that picture because ये तो आम आदमियों की आम आदमी पार्टी है. अब इनके क्रैकर भी चल रहे हैं, इनके गेट पर लिखा हुआ है राज भवन and Nivas ka naam. Can we show the emblem that is also there on the gate, Nizam bhai, if you can just put out that picture where the emblem is on the gate, and Raj Bhavan it is being called, which is also a violation of the national emblem law of India. The act is of 2005. I want to ask you, Ratan Sharda, ये सब कुछ इनको दिवाली पर ही क्यों याद आता है? Is this only because Baki all other festivals are allowed even if they come in this period, and only Diwali crackers cause pollution as talked to us by Dr. Anand Ranganathan, and also the fact that at this point in time we are seeing a situation where parali burning has increased manifold, in fact 3 times in the last 9 days, but nobody is talking about it.
First of all, I must thank you for putting the noise pollution of the debate low, because people who actually shout on 10,000 megawatts today are down to 100 megawatts. And the AAP has simply refused to join the debate because they have nothing to answer. My biggest pain is that for last so many years I am coming on this particular pre-Diwali celebration on the TVs with regular debate on the same topic. You need not take another debate, you could have simply copy-pasted the earlier debate. Only difference is Anand Ranganathan has thrown some more big statistics at you. Apart from that, Debate has not changed an iota from where it was all these years. Why does the debate start at the beginning of the Diwali? Why nobody worries about the pollution all through the year? What does the pollution tell you? That major pollutants are in Delhi. If you remove Parli, is vehicle pollution, construction pollution, dust, and industry. Has AAP done anything on these points? First of all, if it has done, it has every right to ban crackers. But you catch the simplest, smallest person who is just creating 2-3% pollution once in a year, and you try to say you're doing a lot for the pollution. They talked about Yamuna. What is the condition of Yamuna? Please tell me. There is no Parli burning. There is nobody involved in that. Delhi pollutes the Yamuna. It doesn't clean Yamuna. So who cleans? Mr. Modi should clean it. The specialty of AAP is keep on pointing fingers at us without doing anything. So this particular debate on or cracker also, what is it? That you want to punish people is 6 months jail. Nothing less. And you have Parli burning. I can't blame farmers. What have they provided to the farmers? Have they provided machines? Have they provided some recycling? Have they provided some kind of reuse of the stock which is very easily available? They will not do any of it. And they will come on TV. They will give you all the formula. There is an environmentalist here. He will give all the figures why Diwali is the least polluting. Mr. Anand Ranganathan, your friend, but you know on the 4th July, on New Year, 10 times more crackers are burnt in USA, in Singapore. I have been in Singapore during the New Year festival. Nothing happens. Nobody dies. And you think asthma comes on one day? Asthma is 365 days pollution that daily children breathe in, breathe out all through. Has anything been done for that? No, they will not even use sprinklers. Anand, please. See, my point is not against you. I'm basically saying, have they used sprinklers? No. Have they done anything to stop? No. Have they stopped industry? No. They will not take any action, either in Punjab or in Delhi, because it's once in a year. आप 3-4 दिन में भूल जाएंगे और बाद में अपने घर जाएंगे, 2-4 लोग जेल में जाएंगे, टीवी पे शोर मचाएंगे, होगा कुछ नहीं. So please, let us stop targeting Hindu festivals. करवा चौथ नहीं चलेगा, होली नहीं चलेगा, दिवाली नहीं चलेगा, आपका जन्माष्टमी नहीं चलेगा. सारी दुनिया भर का पोल्यूशन, ग्रीन, सारा क्लाइमेट चेंज हिंदुओं के सिर पे. हिंदू बेचारे पागल थे जो नेचर की पूजा करते थे. हिंदू पागल थे जो कहते नदी को साफ रखो. हिंदू बेवकूफ थे जो बोलते हैं कि पूजा, इन चीजों को, प्रकृति की पूजा करो. नो, वी विल नॉट ट्रीट एनी ऑफ दिस. वी विल नॉट पुट Hindus to see that what the scriptures say, respect them. But we will create this guilt tripping on the Hindus at the cost of no control of Christmas tree felling, no control of Easter butchering.
Respond, Mr. Ravi Srivastava. The question here is, there are so many promises that were being made by the Aam Aadmi Party. Whether it was about Yamuna cleaning, whether it was about Parali solutions and the biodecomposer which they would give to the Punjab government. As soon as they come to power, they want 60% support from the centre. Why, sir? And why no action against a minister to be when there are crackers in his house and not just crackers, the Raj Bhavan that he lives in, which is certainly not any behavior for the Aam Aadmi. This is just a power trip.
A single isolated incident of firecracking, you have already magnified at least 10 times in your debate of 30 minutes. You can do it eternally if you want it. You please continue. No issue on that. As far as the firecrackers are concerned, just a minute, sir. I did not interrupt you. Can you keep quiet?
That is better. Now
Can you keep quiet? I did not interrupt you.
I like that.
I have a louder voice than you. You have a louder voice than you. There is no Hindu religion in the firecracker. In their book it is written there as the firecracker. If you have guts, go to Supreme Court again and tell them to cancel the order. Your people had gone today and they were slapped on the Supreme Court has approved, upheld that old order, and they have decided that do not come back here again.
The Supreme Court, Mr. Ravi Srivastava, has said a lot about Parali burning and also about scriptures. If you quote Shehzad Poonawala.
Look, Mr. Ravi Srivastava's knowledge on this subject is as much as Rahul Gandhi's knowledge on whether atta is bought in liters or kilos. First of all, the Skand Puran. Mr. Ravi Srivastava, please don't interrupt me. I did not interrupt you. You had a problem with Ravi. You just had a problem with Ratan Sharda ji. Now you are using the same principle. Please, Mr. Ravi Srivastava, let's let's have a dignified debate. You don't need to scream and shout.
Now I'll keep
At least don't add to the noise pollution in Delhi. You said that there is no reference to crackers in the Hindu scriptures. Let me correct you. The Skand Puran very clearly mentions Ulka Hasta. It clearly mentions Ulka Hasta from gunpowder being mentioned in Arthashastra to Gandak being mentioned to Tubri. There are several instances.
I'm lowering your fader, Mr. Ravi Srivastav. I'm lowering your fader, Mr. Ravi Srivastav, because you want to continue speaking over everybody, and that is not fair to the other speaker. So I'm lowering your fader. Shehzad, continue.
You know, this is such a blatant lie that Mr. Ravi Srivastav is dishing out, just like the kind of lies that his leader dishes out. First of all, Ulka Hasta has been mentioned in Skand Puran. There are many Puranic references to firecrackers, and I don't want to go into the detail of that because this entire debate is not about Diwali, and this debate is not about pollution due to Diwali. The fact of the matter is, and due regards to my friend Anand Ranganathan, only 0.2% of the pollution in Delhi is contributed by firecrackers. That's what the Minnesota University has said. 50% of Delhi's pollution is due to internal reasons like vehicular pollution, industrial pollution. When we start blaming crackers on Diwali day for pollution, we are missing the wood for the trees for the woods. This is the wood for the trees. This is the problem. The problem is that we are diverting this debate into an anti-Hindu narrative simply because Arvind Kejriwal does not want to take responsibility for what he's not done in the last 8 years, and that's why he has made this entire thing an issue. Apart from the fact that also there is a seed of anti-Hindu belief that he has. Time and again to target the religion. What about the firecrackers that are bursted on 25th December? What about the firecrackers that are bursted on Shab-e-Barat? Does that not lead to pollution? The problem is not about firecrackers. The problem is that there are other reasons that should have been tackled for pollution in Delhi. Nobody wants to talk about that, and the most convenient thing to do is to blame Hindus, to blame a Hindu festival and put the entire onus on them.
Well, let me get in Vimlendu Jha. Vimlendu Jha, my question to you is limited to the fact. We all know bursting crackers bad for health, causes pollution. We all know the theory of the fact. But the question here is that so far, what is causing the rise in pollution? Isn't it the parali burning? Isn't it the fact that, vehicular pollution hasn't been attended to only blame crackers? Is that right?
I don't think anybody is only blaming crackers. It serves your purpose of having a debate and serves the purpose of some of the panelists to make it Hindu and anti-Hindu and pro-Hindu. I think this debate is about pro-people and anti-people. I thought there should be sensitivity and seriousness and some sort of a conscience in all the 6 influencers who are there on this panel to understand that there are 1.5 million people who die because of air pollution, and we should do everything. Maybe firecrackers is only 1%, maybe it's only the 21st cause, but we should do everything. So slightly I'm disappointed. I should register that first. Of course, I've come on 40th minute to speak a few words. Yes, there are perennial sources of pollution. Let me finish, sir. Okay, can I finish, sir? Yeah, so there are perennial sources of pollution. Delhi is polluted not because of Punjab, not because of firecrackers, not because of stubble burning. Delhi has its own issues. 300 days out of 365 days, Delhi's air is bad, and that is because of bad governance that we have. Also, it's very important that, what Anand was also talking about, 22% of Parali is also burnt in Uttar Pradesh. So it's a North India problem. It's a collective failure of BJP, of Aam Aadmi Party, of erstwhile Congress that was ruling Punjab. Everybody who is in power doesn't have any interest for the right of our children and the right to breathe. Imagine every third child has asthma. If you have every third child has asthma, will you, Navika, give a full jhari to your child if your child has asthma? I will not to my daughter. I will not do that, irrespective of whether, and I will never connect the health of my child to Hinduism and Islam or anything else. And by the way, the ban on firecrackers came because 3 children went to the Supreme Court and said, do we have right to breathe? And that's where the ban happened. Then the green firecrackers came, which is the most oxymoron thing that we're talking about, 30% less polluting. When your air quality index is beyond 900, you need to do everything that is under your control. And it's so shameful, I should call out Arvind Kejriwal and his government, that they have done nothing. Every hour they cut three trees in Delhi. There's a deficit of 5,000 buses. Last year and last year and last year, they used all their resources in only blaming stubble burning and farmers, when stubble burning is only an episodic source of pollution, which is for 45 days, and firecrackers is for a couple of days. Of course, stubble burning should stop. Of course, firecrackers should be banned. But what about the other perennial sources? 40% of pollution is
well, you hit the
transport.
nail on the head, and you're absolutely right. Nobody is undermining the problem that Delhi air poses to children, and my children suffer from asthma too, and one is on a nebulizer even as we speak. But the question here is also the hypocrisy. And you know, yes, Professor Giri, you kept saying thumbs up when Vimlendu Jha made the first point. Will you say thumbs up to the fact that nothing else has been done to address the pollution problem 300 days of the year? Why is it only during Diwali that your order comes out? What about the transport buses? What about the pollution that happens in Delhi? What about the cutting of trees, sir? Do you have any response on that?
Last day of law, what happens to Shiva Kashi, 7 lakh, 8 lakh?
Absolutely, I absolutely agree with you, Nabika. You can hang Aam Aadmi Party on that. I have no problem. I was limited, as a student, I was only speaking to the debate. Hold on, I don't know who is this. I am speaking. I will speak briefly. I agree with Nabika. I agree with all the panelists that everything should be done to stop the pollution in Delhi.
So the Mantri should the Mantri who's bursting characters not face the law? Should he face the law, yes or no?
He should.
So will you please advise people on this panel who are suddenly thinking that it's only crackers that are causing the problem, Shehzad?
You see, the problem is not, one second, if I may just come in.
1 minute. Yes, sir.
The problem is, nobody is saying that it is just 1% of the problem, but the problem is that 99% of the attention is paid to 1% of the problem, and not even 1% attention is paid to 99% of the problem. The fact of the matter is that today, Mr. Vimlendu Jha, drawing parallels between two unequals and then trying to make a debate just for the sake of monkey balancing doesn't work. Who has started the Eastern and Western Peripheral Expressway? Who has ensured that there is a graded rapid action plan, a graded response action plan? Who is responsible for the fact that 55% of the fire burning incidents in Haryana has come down? Who is responsible for the fact that 33 industries in Uttar Pradesh which are using polluting gases has been shut down? All of those steps have been taken, but what steps have been taken by the Delhi government? And when you don't have any things to show, then you start blaming one community and you start taking one-sided action. That is the problem. The problem is that
that Delhi has a pollution problem is really not a new discovery. That Delhi should be doing everything in its power to try and face and take steps to reduce this pollution. But the question here is only limited to the fact that why are we going blue in our faces talking only about firecrackers? Why does a notification come only on the 6th of September and last during this festival season? And then in this festival season, why is only Diwali targeted? It's a question of why is there differential treatment, and why are we not paying more attention to the other issues that are contributing to this pollution rather than only beating about the Diwali bandwagon? That's the limited question. Of course, we have to do everything to control pollution. We leave it at that. Short break coming up as I thank all my panelists joining me on this debate. On the other side, the big population debate raised by the RSS.
You were watching the News Hour at 9. Stay tuned.
The most pressing issues, the most informed minds, free and fair exchange. Converse India with Rahul Shivshankar.
आपको सब फिल्म स्टार ही चाहिए मथुरा में?
नहीं, हेमा मालिनी।
कन्हैया जी ने भक्त चाहिए जी कल रात की सावन का also become. रखेंगे, फिल्म स्टार ही बनेगा। आपको सब फिल्म स्टार ही चाहिए मथुरा में।
कन्हैया जी ने भक्त चाहिए
कल राखी सावन का ऑल्सो बिकम।
बहुत अच्छी बात है।
आपका क्या विचार है इस बार? आप
मेरा विचार क्या मैं बताऊं? मेरा विचार भगवान के ऊपर है। लॉर्ड कृष्णा विल डू इट।
मैं तो देश की सेवा के लिए ही पैदा हुई हूँ और मैं देश की सेवा करना चाहती हूँ। और क्यों नहीं, हमारे मोदी साहब, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी चाय बनाते बनाते प्रधानमंत्री जी पीएम बन सकते हैं, तो मैं बॉलीवुड में काम करते करते सीएम क्यों नहीं बन सकती हूँ? डेफिनेटली मैं बनूंगी। आप सबका आशीर्वाद चाहिए। तो 2024 में अब आप मुझे चुनाव लड़ते हुए देखेंगे। किसके अपोजिट? ये सरप्राइज है।
You're watching the News Hour at 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, the debate over population boom is heating up. The RSS has once again sounded the alarm over population imbalance. After RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat, now Sangh leader Dattatreya Hosbole has called for a uniform national policy on population control. Hosbole warned that the Hindu population was on the decline and blamed it on religious conversion and rampant migration from Bangladesh, which he alleged was causing population imbalance. Hosbole said that there is a need for strict implementation of anti-conversion laws in the country. Listen in to Dattatreya Hosbole.
हमारे देश में कन्वर्शन होने से, मतांतरण होने से कई जगह पर संख्या हिंदुओं की कम होती है, उसके परिणाम भी भुगतना पड़ता है। दूसरा, घुसपैठी बांग्लादेश से, बांग्लादेश से, तो इन कारणों से वहाँ के सामाजिक आर्थिक दृष्टि से तनाव पैदा होते हैं। कुछ अधिक प्रयास करने से इसमें सफलता के गुंजाइश अधिक है ऐसे लगता है। और एक बात, जनसंख्या असंतुलन के बारे में सरसंघचालक जी ने अपने विजयदशमी भाषण में विषय रखा था।
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me on the debate with Ratan Sharda is Kamruzaman Chaudhary, leader of the Congress party. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, is there anything wrong in what Dattatreya Hosbole and RSS Sarsanchalak Mohan Bhagwat ji had said before him? Isn't it a fact?
Let me just plainly put it across on basis of facts only. You know something, you have to speak 10 lies to cover up for one lie. First point, what he said was that there is a population imbalance because of migration or illegal migration from Bangladesh. Now let me tell me one simple fact. 2001 census to 2011 census, the population of Bengalis in India remained constant at around 8%. If there was such a migration from Bangladesh, why is it not reflecting in the census of the country? Point number one. Point number two, when you speak about the religious conversion factor, let me quote you some fact. 47% of those who converted to Hinduism were in India in last 2019-20 season. That is the official record. Second point, Pew Research has clearly pointed out religious conversion in India is the lowest. 99% of Hindus who have been surveyed said they never went for conversion or they will not go for conversion. The conversion bogey that these RSS people want to put out is just a hoax, a lie, to suit their political agenda, nothing more than that.
Ratan
The actual problem,
respond to Kamruzaman Chaudhary.
First of all, let me see what Mr. Datta Hosabale said. He talked about misuse of water because we are short of water. Is it not true that 2.4% of world area with 4% of world water, 16% population will have serious trouble? Mr. Kamruzaman must have been enjoying the hunger index report. So it means that we have great problems supporting the population. He talked about people's education, about family planning. He talked about risk of aged population, which means that we cannot have a family planning, which makes the replacement population also difficult. So we need a balanced growth. He talked about conversion. He also talked about demographic invasion. He gave some figures. That was also quoting from Bengal. In Bengal today, 3 districts are majority districts of Muslims, and complete belt 24 Pargana, Kolkata, Havada has 28% Muslim population, which was much higher than normal. The growth of population in Bengal in 1951-61 across India was 21%.
No, don't
in
quote
West
the
Bengal,
1951 figure, sir. 1951 figure, no, that is 75 years have already passed since the 1951 figures are there. No, you just quote misplaced figures from the history. 1951 figure is not a representative figure as of India. You quote the 1971 figure, you quote when the Bangladesh was formed. After that, why the NRC was carried out in Assam?
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, allow him to finish his point. 30 seconds to you, Ratan Chadha, before I get Mr. Chaudhary to respond.
You just want to vilify one particular community, so you
does it deny that Northeast problem was because of conversion? Does it deny the Northeast problem was because of conversion? All the separatists were because of conversion, because church support is dissident. He's denying that. He's denying Jyoti Bose himself.
It is wrong. It is a bogus argument, sir.
That there is huge
infiltration from Bangladesh. You must know that I am from the Northeast, and I know what is the ground situation out there.
He doesn't allow me to
You
speak.
cannot quote. You cannot ask me question and then just scoot and
You have a
shoot.
problem with Jyoti Basu. You have problem
My
with India
question
today.
is, my question to you is there a population explosion or not? And do we as a country need to control our population, yes or no?
The replacement rate that is coming down.
That you need.
Can I reply to your Navika this question? The growth rate, the fertility rate of Muslims has calmed down the large. Can I reply,
Well, if the
Navika?
fertility rate is down and the conversion rate is up, then
What is the conversion rate, Navika? What do you mean by what is the datum of the conversion rate that you are speaking about?
Okay.
How many
Ratan
confirmed
Chadha,
cases of conversion are there?
Conversion data. Please supply the conversion data. Are you raising a bogey or is there really increase in conversion?
I gave example of Assam, where there are 40% Muslim population. How did it increase? Because of infiltration. It was not Muslim population alone, it was infiltration.
Why didn't you catch it in the NRC?
Now again he's speaking, again he's shouting.
Why didn't you?
In Assam,
tell me, why
9 districts are Muslim majority. Are they Indian Muslims? They are not.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is a debate for sure that has been triggered. Why is the opposition on the defensive on this one? Why should not this country look in detail at the data before coming to a conclusion? The question is, why is it a taboo topic even for debate? The question is also about the fact that India needs to control its population simply because there isn't enough going around. Whether it is water, whether it is land, whether it is jobs, whether it is economic dividend. The larger the population, the smaller the chunk of the pie that will come to us. Is it time for India to really get into the thick of the population debate? Let's leave it at that for the moment. Thank you very much to my panelists for joining me on the Newshour tonight. Thank you viewers for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time, same channel and the same show, the Newshour at 9. Good night, be safe.
You were watching the Newshour at 9. Stay tuned. at 9.
BJP has released a second list of its candidates for the remaining 6 seats in Himachal Pradesh. Elections to the 68-member assembly will be held in November. A 3.5 magnitude earthquake hit Gujarat, Surat. The depth of the earthquake was 7 km. India continued their glory run at the Under-23 World Wrestling Championship to create history by winning 2 more bronze medals in the Greco-Roman category, taking their total tally to a record 3 medals. Liz Truss announces resignation as UK's Prime Minister. This comes just 6 weeks after taking office. Decision in the backdrop of a deepening political crisis.
You were watching the News Hour at 9. Stay tuned.
The most pressing issue, the most informed minds, free and fair exchange. Converse India with Rahul Shivshankar.
आपको सब फिल्म स्टार ही चाहिए मथुरा में।
नहीं हेमा
कन्हैया जी ने भक्त चाहिए जी कल राखी सावंत का देंगे ऑल्सो बिकम सांसद बनना चाहेंगे उसको तो आप बनने नहीं देंगे। आप दिमाग में सबको ऐसा डाल के रखेंगे फिल्म स्टार ही बनेगा। आपको सब फिल्म स्टार ही चाहिए मथुरा में।
नहीं हेमा
You're watching the News Hour Agenda, India's most loved primetime show at 10, week after week. I'm Padmaja Joshi. It's that unfortunate time of the year when our national capital is slowly swallowed by a yellow smog of pollution and the buck passing begins. While the pollution response plan has been put into action, the Delhi government's decision to put a total ban on all fireworks has left people seething. Especially when in neighbouring AAP-ruled Punjab, Parali burning continues unabated. First, take a look at the terms of the firecracker ban imposed in Delhi. For bursting firecrackers, ordinary citizens are liable to be fined 200 rupees and can be jailed for 6 months. For those found storing, manufacturing or selling crackers, the fines are even steeper, 5,000 rupees and several months in jail. In fact, this time even green firecrackers are disallowed in Delhi. No one wants pollution. Let's be very clear about that. Nobody can support any measure that leads to pollution. Every effort, we support every effort for clean air. But the question is on sincerity and intent. Why is that? Because while the Aam Aadmi Party, which is in government in Delhi, has carried out a complete crackdown on firecrackers, the same party's government in Punjab has remained blissfully inactive on the issue of stubble burning. Things got especially uncomfortable when the BJP put out a video, believe it or not, of members of the Aam Aadmi Party itself flouting this firecracker ban in Delhi and bursting patakas to celebrate the elevation of MLA Rajkumar Anand to the post of Social Welfare Minister. It's but natural then that the AAP was put on the mat.
पटाखों के जलने से जो प्रदूषण का धुआं जो हमारी आंखों में जलन पैदा करता है, उसमें दिल्ली के साथ साथ एनसीआर का जो पूरा इलाका है वहां भी जो पटाखे जलते हैं उसका भी असर शामिल होता है। इसलिए केंद्र सरकार से, केंद्रीय पर्यावरण मंत्री जी से मेरा ये विनम्र निवेदन है कि दिल्ली की तरह ही एनसीआर का जो इलाका है उसमें भी पटाखों पर सख्ती के साथ प्रतिबंध का अनुपालन किया जाए।
निश्चित रूप से केजरीवाल बगैर गैरत के लोग हैं, उनको गैरत नहीं है, उनकी क्रेडिबिलिटी नहीं है, जबान नहीं है। केजरीवाल साहब के अंदर नैतिकता है तो पुलिस में एफआईआर दर्ज करानी चाहिए और पुलिस को भी कहीं ना कहीं शो कॉल्ड उनको ऑफेंस के खिलाफ एफआईआर दर्ज करनी चाहिए और पुलिस को एक्शन लेना चाहिए इस बात को लेकर जी। अपने आप सो मोटो भी एक्शन लेना चाहिए जी। कोई क्राइम कर रहा है पुलिस भी आंख बंद करके बैठी रहेगी, ये नहीं होना चाहिए। ये लोग डरने लगे हैं न्यूसेंस केजरीवाल से और अधिकारी इस बात को आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास नहीं करते। अगर वहां मंत्री के मंत्रालय के ओथ लेने पर पटाखे चलाए जा रहे हैं, चलाने वाले मंत्री माफी मांगे या मंत्री के खिलाफ एफआईआर दर्ज होनी चाहिए।
Action should be taken, but it should be taken evenly against everyone. And when it is not taken against the real polluters, it makes one ask, are festivals an easy target, a quick fix if you were? It makes a big bang message, but does it really have any effect on pollution? Actual offenders are being ignored because they are a vote bank, is it? Why is the same Aam Aadmi Party penalizing Diwali and ignoring Parali?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
RP Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP, joins us along with Tushar Gupta, senior editor of Swaraj, Abhishek Sudhir, political analyst, Parvinder Singh Sethi, political analyst, and political analyst Akil Khan with me in the studio. जिनसे मैं पहला सवाल पूछूंगी, जैसे कि एक बहुत फेमस मीम बन गया है अब अकील खान साहब, हिपोक्रेसी की भी कोई सीमा होती है?
Hypocrisy. I am very much surprised you are calling hypocrisy for one incident. Huh?
No,
there are
I am
so
not
many.
even talking about Rajkumar Anand. आप वो छोड़ दीजिए. I am asking you simply, पराली जो लोग जला रहे हैं उन पे एक्शन कब होगा?
You are talking about Punjab, no?
I'm talking about Punjab.
Okay,
yes.
okay. I will answer first. In Punjab, the Indian Agriculture Research Institute has given this message that in Punjab there is 3-year low in parali burning. Last year the lowest parali burning in Punjab and the highest in Uttar Pradesh. Highest in Uttar Pradesh. Modi ji, what you will tell about this and what your environment minister tell about this? You are just beating about the bush and you are not going to the root cause of the problem. You are just
What is the root cause of the problem?
Root cause of the problem is you are at the center. You must take initiative. You must plan in a proper way. You must make the policies that this should be the right approach to do something.
बात कीजिए ना. You must make a plan. You must make a policy. I will quote to you. I will quote to you, sir. Hold on, sir. Hold on. I will quote to you. I will quote to you somebody very learned and intelligent.
It takes lot of time.
Sir, I haven't been an engineer, but I have eyes and I can read.
To plan first.
I am sure.
Which is failed. This BJP government is failed in doing all kinds of planning. Forget about pollution only.
Mr.
Total planning failure. Economically, politically, socially.
Mr. Khan, you're just saying things which are not really a statement. Now you're just saying things. You must make a plan, you must make a policy. Modi
This is fundamental. The pollution is a problem and the environmental problem is very big. And what they are doing, international agencies are criticizing India that they are not doing anything.
A lot and somebody who is very intelligent.
Flooding is there, so much raining is there.
wants to respond to you. Hold on a second, this is becoming
so many bigger things are there. You are just pointing out very small. Padaka was bought by somewhere.
Hold on a second. Hold on, okay? Jokes aside, hold on. Tushar Gupta, before I come to you, I want to go to RP Singh, but before I go to RP Singh also, I want to quote to you Mr. Khan, somebody who I respect a lot, very learned. And he says, Punjab will become free from stubble burning if Aam Aadmi Party forms a government in the state. We'll rope in the district administration in Punjab and spray Pusa biodecomposer in fields for free, like we have been doing in Delhi. It's not so tough, but you need willpower.
We have done it.
This very learned person is Gopal Rai, Environment Minister, and he said this on 8th of October 2021. Today is the 20th of October 2022. I want to know, 1 साल 12 दिन पहले गोपाल राय जी ने कहा था आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी, पराली बर्निंग खत्म हो जाएगी.
It has already on the way. What you were doing for tens of years.
Okay, that
what was going on tens of years?
That makes it so much better, sir. कि मतलब pollution इतना नहीं है, pollution इतना हो गया.
Mr. Modi is the Prime Minister of India, the Vishwa Guru. First he should become India Guru.
अरे, sir, अब now you are again just saying things. Okay, wait, just let's cut down on the rhetoric. RP saying let's start with this. It's on the way. अभी आगाज किया है, अभी अंजाम तक पहुंचेगा. RP से पोल्यूशन ऑलरेडी कम हो गया है, कह रहे हैं अकील खान जी.
Started already.
अभी आपको लग रहा है दिल्ली में कितनी साफ हवा है कंपेयर टू लास्ट ईयर. एकदम शिमला जैसी.
3 years low.
3 years low. RP सिंह 3 years low.
अकील खान साहब, अगर आपकी छूट हो तो मैं थोड़ा अपनी बात कह लूं, माफी चाहता हूं.
मैडम इज देयर.
हाँ, मार्च में 215 ये था AQI, अप्रैल में 256, मई में 212, जून में 303. 50 से ज्यादा अगर AQI हो तो खतरे की घंटी बज जानी चाहिए. दिल्ली में जितनी महिलाएं गर्भवती हैं उनको दिल्ली छोड़कर दिल्ली सरकार को उनको मुआवजा देना चाहिए कि किसी सेफ जगह जाकर अपना बच्चा कर आए फिर वापस आए, क्योंकि यहाँ पे हालत नहीं है. ये जितनी AQI मैं बता रहा हूँ, ये अभी तो 600-700 AQI खान. मिस्टर अकील खान प्लीज, मैंने आपको टोका क्या? मैं आपको 10 बार टोक सकता था वीक में.
बट सर इंडियन एग्रीकल्चर
ये है स्थिति दिल्ली की ईमानदारी की, परंतु ये
दिस इज फिगर नॉट माइंड.
प्लीज लेट हिम फिनिश.
सर आप
यस गो ऑन मिस्टर RP सिंह.
आप बैबल करना बंद करें तो थोड़ा मैं अपना बैबल करना थोड़ा बंद करें.
क्या आप इतना डिस्टर्ब हो गए जरा से में?
आपने कहा था कि हम इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर साइंस से हम वो डिकम्पोजर लेकर जाएंगे. विल टेक द डिकम्पोजर टू पंजाब एंड वी विल इंश्योर दैट दिस डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड इन पंजाब एंड नो वन बर्न्स पराली. बट आप मुझे बता दीजिए, मैंने चेक कर लिया पूसा से, इस बार पंजाब के लिए 0 खरीदा डिकम्पोजर. आपने कितना डिकम्पोजर खरीदा पंजाब से? चेक करा दी पंजाब के लिए पूसा से 29 लाख रुपए का खरीदा था और लगभग 63 लाख का इन्होंने विज्ञापन दे दिया था उसके लिए कि हमने डिकम्पोजर यूज किया. टीवी पे, रेडियो पे, अखबार में
Mr. Arvind Kejriwal last year on the 17th of October, exactly 1 year ago, said, for the past 1 month I have been tweeting data of air quality in Delhi. Pollution has increased in the last 3-4 days and it is all because of stubble burning in neighbouring states. Farmers in neighbouring states are compelled to burn stubble as their governments are doing nothing for them. When we come into government in Punjab, we will stop this.
Why UP is not being targeted? Why not? Because it is BJP's.
अच्छा, so now it is about Uttar Pradesh. तुषार गुप्ता, it is about Uttar Pradesh.
कल तक पंजाब था, आज UP हो गया.
अचानक पंजाब से साफ हवा आ रही है.
Has brought it down very much.
Punjab has brought it down.
And
okay.
Indian Agriculture Institute has certified this.
Right.
Okay,
so let's figure out just a second, Mr. RP Singh. Let me get in Tushar Gupta also because he's just travelled across Punjab. Let's figure out from him कि ये pollution किधर से आ रहा है. तुषार गुप्ता, Mr. अकील खान says पंजाब से तो आ ही नहीं रहा. पंजाब से तो ऑक्सीजन पे ऑक्सीजन आ रहा है. ऑक्सीजन पे ऑक्सीजन.
What about UP? What about Haryana?
Okay, let him answer. Let him answer. Tushar Gupta.
Padmaja,
Go
to
on.
begin
Tushar
with,
Gupta.
let's call out Mr. Khan's bluff one by one.
Yes.
Let's call out Mr. Khan's bluff one by one. These are the maps that are also on my Twitter timeline. You see the stubble burning in the last 10 days where it is accumulated. It's in Punjab. Now let's go to another map from 2021. Every year we act surprised, or there is stubble burning going on, the air quality level is going down in Delhi. These are the trends for 2021. You know why Mr. Khan says that the stubble burning in Punjab is at a low today? Even if he is true, because it hasn't peaked yet. It is going to peak.
It is UP and Haryana, my friend.
The problem, Padmaja, is that every year we act surprised that where is stubble. Mr. Khan, 1 second. Every year we act surprised that there is stubble burning happening. Kejriwal today is defending the same farmers. He stood with them on Singhu. Now coming to stubble burning, Padmaja, you don't even need to travel across very in-depth in Punjab into the inner areas. Take a trip from the GT Karnal road where the farmers were sitting in Singhu, where Kejriwal was defending them, all the way to Amritsar. You can see fields on the side of the highway being burned. Yeah. That is where stubble burning is happening everywhere in Punjab, and it's going to get worse in the next 1 week. But Arvind Kejriwal has the audacity to say
You don't believe Indian agriculture crackers.
He's showing you maps of the stubble burning that is.
They have taken care of everything. Everything they have taken care of. This is Indian Agriculture Research
Mr. Khan,
Institute.
1 second.
You are not bothered about
Mr. Khan,
UPA,
quiet.
Haryana.
Quiet.
You are bothered about the
Mr. Khan,
place
quiet.
where Aam Aadmi Party
Mr.
is
Khan,
ruling.
quiet.
You are not concerned about
Mr. Khan.
BJP. BJP has come out of heaven.
Mr.
And
Khan,
they are sent of this country, and they cannot do anything wrong with the country. They are doing it, and they have done it.
Mr. Khan,
You
I
are
don't know if you can see the data in front of you.
BJP,
Mr.
nothing
Khan,
else.
I don't know if you can
must be
see
objective.
Sir, now you're just heckling. You're just heckling now.
No,
I don't know if you can see the data. Can you just see, Mr. Khan? Mr. Khan.
Padmaja, if you want to discuss, you must discuss objectively, not subjectively.
Sir,
This
I
is
am
the
showing you
fundamental of
data
any
from
debate.
Punjab over just the last 10 days.
You objectively discuss where the parali is burning more, which is the problem area, where it is coming out, this pollution coming up. You must discuss that. Punjab, Aam Aadmi Party. Punjab, Aam Aadmi Party. Kejriwal. That's all. You have nothing. You have nothing.
Okay, Tushar Gupta, go
Padmaja,
on.
may I
What is it that
continue?
you're showing? Yes.
Padmaja, may I continue?
Yes, continue.
Mr. Khan, if you can go on the internet, if beyond the rhetoric, can you go on the internet? Check out for this map. It's also on my Twitter timeline. Look at the stubble burning in the last 10 days. Where is it coming from? From Punjab. Today, Arvind Kejriwal tells the residents of Delhi that I'll fine you X amount, I'll put you in prison for X months if you burst crackers. Can he say the same to the farmers of Punjab that I will fine you, I will put you in prison if you burn stubble? No, he cannot. Padmaja, today the Supreme Court of India says that
center cannot arrest people in Punjab. No, so let me ask you this, Abhishek. Hold on a second.
What they are doing?
Sir, center cannot
Modi
go.
is drinking Irani chai and sleeping.
Again, Mr. Khan, you are just saying things
You
now.
are just passing with the bucks.
Abhishek Sudhir, hold on a second. Abhishek Sudhir, hold on. So far in Delhi, the Delhi police has arrested 6 people for storing and selling firecrackers, and 2,000 kgs of firecrackers have been seized. How many arrests have been made in Punjab for parali burning? And why not? Why not? Sir, किसी और को बोलने दीजिए भगवान के लिए. Abhishek Sudhir.
Well, Padmaja, look, first of all, the cracker ban in Delhi is pretty much flowing from Supreme Court orders and directions. There are so many over the years. Today there was a plea filed by Manoj Tiwari, BJP MP, and for an urgent hearing, he was not granted that urgent hearing. The court basically said that people need to breathe. Now, whether I disagree or agree with what the court said, I am not going to question the majesty of the court, because I'm not going to now sit and say the court is anti-Hindu or just because somebody bans crackers or anti-Hindu, right? It's a public health issue.
But the green firecrackers were banned at the instance of the Aam Aadmi Party government. They went a step further and said, no, even green firecrackers are not allowed, which is fine.
Right.
Okay, you want to do it, do it. But why not make arrests for parali burning? I want to ask you, why haven't you arrested for parali burning?
Padmaja, the issue is simply one of this, right? As far as the farmers are concerned, it's their right to livelihood that's affected. Now, you will say the people who make the crackers, their right to livelihood is also affected, and I'm not going to deny that. But the fact of the matter is, Punjab feeds most of North India.
But that
right?
doesn't
Punjab
mean it gets to
is one of
poison most
the
of
food
North
bowls
India,
of
sir.
India.
What
So the
kind of
farmers
logic is this? Punjab feeds most of North India. Doesn't mean it can poison all of North India.
Padmaja, let me make my point. Let me just make I'll just make my point. The point is simply this: you can't throw every farmer in jail. You have to find a solution. Now, the government of Punjab has said that we have found a solution, or we're going to find a solution. They've been in power for 7 months. By next year, the problem is as it is.
Did Punjab government took any initiative?
Look, Mr. Singh.
What are the initiatives taken by the Punjab government? Let us know that.
The farmers of Punjab have rejected you. How many seats did you win? How many seats did you win? How many seats did you win in Punjab? How many seats? How many seats did you win in Punjab? How many seats did you win in Punjab?
As many seats as you won in
When did you last form the government in Punjab?
You're not there. The point is, why haven't arrests been made?
The farmers have
how many seats did you win? Then you don't get to say anything about Goa.
The farmers have rejected you. No. You withdrew the farm laws. You've attacked the farmers. So now RP Singh, you want farmers to be arrested. Is it the stand of the BJP that farmers of Punjab should be arrested?
Not to burn
You want farmers arrested?
What is the initiative taken by the
RP
government?
Singh, do you want the farmers of Punjab arrested?
So is the Aam Aadmi Party stand that people who want to celebrate Diwali should be arrested? Is it the stand of the Aam Aadmi Party that any person who wants to celebrate Diwali should be arrested? Is that the stand?
How much farmers are with you?
Celebrating Diwali and burning firecrackers are two separate issues.
Similarly, farming and burning parali are two separate issues. Farming and burning parali don't go hand in hand. You're making them seem synonymous. As if parali jalane ke alawa farming में कुछ बचा ही नहीं. आप farming कीजिए भाई. Parali मत जलाइए. और ये हमने नहीं कहा. ये तो गोपाल राय जी ने कहा था कि parali is poisoning Delhi. हमने नहीं बोला. आम आदमी पार्टी के मंत्री बोल रहे थे.
Please educate me. Why do farmers burn stubble?
Sir, ask Gopal Rai. He spoke extensively about it last year when you weren't in government.
So you don't know.
Kejriwal. Ask Arvind Kejriwal.
You don't know why farmers burn stubble. Is that what you're saying?
No, let me tell you why do farmers burn stubble.
You actually don't know.
Because they have to sow the next. Because they have to sow the next round of the field. That's why they burn parali. But the issue is
correct. हम उनको arrest करेंगे क्या?
How many buses have you introduced in Delhi?
कर रहे वो.
3,782 buses only. In Delhi needs 50,000 buses today. What have you done for Delhi?
You want to arrest annadatas. You want to arrest annadatas.
Okay, so let me just say, hold on a second. So are you saying, Abhishek Sudhi, that the Aam Aadmi Party's official stand is that stubble burning will not be punished because they are annadatas? Is that the stand? That annadatas should be allowed to burn stubble, irrespective of the outcome. Let the people of Delhi know, is that the stand of the Aam Aadmi Party? That annadatas will get a free run?
A solution has to. I don't know what the official stand of the party is.
The party's stand is that the Annadatas will choke NCR. That's the stand of the Aam Aadmi Party. That they will choke NCR. It's not about farming. It's not about stubble burning. They literally are shameless, unapologetic about the idea of choking the residents of NCR.
Please learn to take part in a civil debate.
That is what their stance is.
Please, this is a civil debate. This is the civil debate. Stop screaming.
I
didn't interrupt you when you were showing your timelines.
You're literally saying it's okay to choke the people of NCR because Punjab's farmers are annadatas. Tell me how that.
You know, with the greatest of respect, let me say this, sir. You know, this annadata argument has been used as a fig leaf for far too long. 26 January, there is people who are rolling through the streets of Delhi with tractors. Don't say anything because they're annadatas. Then a poor man is killed and strung up at Singhu border. Nobody in Aam Aadmi Party says anything because, well, annadatas. Now parali burning is happening and you're saying no, we cannot take any action because annadatas. Sir, this action somehow, hold on a second, sir, and Mr. Sethi, I want to bring you at this point. This is ridiculous. You will demonize a man or a woman or a child who wants to set off a cracker. Let me say again, every possible step against pollution should be taken. But God forbid, a child sets off a firecracker, आप 6 महीना उसे जेल में डाल देंगे. But parali burning अन्नदाता, अरे उससे क्या बिगाड़ दिया बच्चे ने? वो भी एक अनार ही जला रहा है भाई. उसको तो आपने 6 महीने जेल में डाल दिया. Sir, I am saying, okay, again Mr. Khan, please stop heckling. I am requesting you.
Illegal crackers were burned and people were.
But there is no cracker burning.
Mr. Khan,
Modi is taking action.
Mr. Khan, hold on a second.
Mr. Javadekar, I tell you, Mr. Javadekar announced.
Arey, Mr. Javadekar is not even environment minister, bhai. Why are you getting in Javadekar? Hold on a second. Okay, Mr. Khan, now you're just heckling.
Prove that what they have done for so many days, so many months together.
Mr. Khan, I'm sorry, you are misusing your position of being in the studio to just heckle people. Parvinder Sethi.
Not for isolated.
Parvinder Sethi. बच्चों ने क्या बिगाड़ा है कि बच्चों को जेल में डाल देंगे, बट पराली बर्निंग में कहेंगे अन्नदाता?
नहीं ऐसा.
मिस्टर खान प्लीज. मिस्टर सेठी,
मैं आपको बताता हूं, देखिए जो पर्यावरण एंड एनवायरनमेंट इज द ग्रेटेस्ट थ्रेट टू द सोसाइटी, उसके बहुत सारे रीजन हैं, चाहे कंस्ट्रक्शन का रीजन हो, चाहे इंडस्ट्रियल रीजन हो, चाहे गाड़ियों का रीजन हो, उसके अंदर एक पराली भी रीजन है, लेकिन पराली का हमें सोल्यूशन देना है और ऑलरेडी दे चुके हैं।
सबसे बड़ा रीजन पराली है, पर पराली आंखों के सामने जले जा रही है, हमें लोग कह रहे हैं अन्नदाता
सोल्यूशन दीजिए।
नहीं, पराली का सोल्यूशन दे दिया।
क्या है सोल्यूशन?
पराली का सोल्यूशन दीजिए ना, उसमें दिवाली
पराली का सोल्यूशन दे दिया है भगवंत मान जी ने कल इसके ऊपर एक प्रोग्राम रखा है, उसका कुछ समय दीजिए। आप देखिए जब दिवाली आती है, जो अस्थमाटिक लोग हैं, जिनको सांस की प्रॉब्लम है,
सांस में सांस आ गई, कल आपने प्रोग्राम रखा?
नहीं, प्रोग्राम में रखा।
ये तो बहुत अच्छा सोल्यूशन है।
What Mr.
आप सुनने नहीं,
ये बहुत अच्छा सोल्यूशन है। कल आपने प्रोग्राम रख के बहुत अच्छा किया।
They are at least planning.
अरे कमाल कर रहे हैं आप।
अरे
ये कैसे डिबेट है?
मिस्टर खान,
ये कैसे डिबेट है?
तुषार गुप्ता, अगर आप सच में, एक सेकंड मिस्टर सेठी, अगर दिवाली के 2 दिन पहले आपका पोल्यूशन प्लान है कि हमने प्रोग्राम रखा है, तब तो बहुत ही अच्छी बात है। तुषार गुप्ता, प्रोग्राम रखा है, काम डाउन, प्रोग्राम कल होगा। तुषार गुप्ता,
Padmaja, allow me one uninterrupted minute, please. To summarize the last 25 minutes we've been discussing, one of the Mr. Khan says that पंजाब में पराली बर्निंग ही नहीं हो रही। दूसरे सूडो आम आदमी पार्टी स्पोक्सपर्सन कहते हैं कि पंजाब का किसान अन्नदाता है, इसके लिए एनसीआर रेजिडेंट्स को चोक करना चाहिए। ये कहाँ का लॉजिक है?
Oh, you are liar.
Go on, Tushar Gupta, please just finish your point quickly. Yes.
Padmaja, my one simple, the summary of this entire debate is that the Aam Aadmi Party stance is, we are not going to find the farmer of Punjab. They are the andatas. The NCR residents can choke. They can have breathing problems. We don't care. We are going to continue a stance of banning crackers. We are going to choke the residents of NCR because Punjab ka kisan andata hai. Game end.
The very simple point is, over just the last few days, Punjab has seen 436 fires. We don't need to give you any data. Anyone living in the national capital region, look out of your window. Mr. Khan, आप अभी बाहर निकलेंगे ना यहाँ से, और आप कल किसी को बोलेंगे कि हमने सोल्यूशन निकाल लिया है, बाहर की हवा आपको सबसे अच्छा जवाब दे देगी। Anyhow, the point is very simple. No sir, I trust my eyes and I trust my lungs when you have a burning sensation. Simple point is, you need to have a pollution plan in place.
They are not listening anybody. They are not bothered about anything. They are just burning. They are killing the people, and you are not talking about them. Only Punjab, You are not believing Indian Agriculture Research Institute. Who has said this? UP at the top of parali burning.
There needs to be action taken against pollution, but it needs to be taken even-handedly, and that has been our only cry right since the beginning. You cannot have cosmetic measures and say दिवाली तो हम बंद कर देंगे, पर पराली एक्शन लेने में हमें डर लगता है। क्यों लगता है? That will provide you the answer to everything. Thanks very much, gentlemen, for joining.
Two places blasted.
On the back burner for a while, the population debate is back in the headlines after RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat in the Dashera rally. Now Sangh leader Dattatreya Hosable has pitched for a uniform national policy on population control. He was speaking at a 4-day annual meeting of the RSS, and Hosable said that religious conversion and infiltration are leading to a decline in Hindu population, as causing a population imbalance, making it imperative to strictly implement anti-conversion laws as well. Sir Karyawah said that a population policy will address this demographic issue, which was the reason for India's partition in 1947.
हमारे देश में कन्वर्शन होने से, मतांतरण होने से कई जगह पर संख्या हिंदुओं की कम होती है, उसके परिणाम भी भुगतना पड़ता है। दूसरा, घुसपैठी बांग्लादेश से, बांग्लादेश से, तो इन कारणों से वहाँ के सामाजिक आर्थिक दृष्टि से तनाव पैदा होते हैं। कुछ अधिक प्रयास करने से इसमें सफलता के गुंजाइश अधिक है ऐसे लगता है।
संघ को इसलिए सभी को लेकर चलना चाहिए, ये संघ का आग्रह पहले से ही है। हम तो इसलिए हिंदू सोदरा सर्वे ने कहा है, किसी भी प्रकार के भेदभाव समाज में उत्पन्न नहीं करना है, और ऐसे भेदभाव उत्पन्न करने के जो प्रयास होते हैं इसको समाज इस विषय को जागरूक रहकर उसका खंडन करना चाहिए, उसके शिकार नहीं बनना चाहिए।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Abhishek Sudhir continues with us. We are joined by political analyst Asif Sohail, activist Rahul Ishwar, and my first question is to Professor Sangeet Ragi. Why did Dattatreya Hosable decide this time to talk about infiltration and illegal immigration as the reason for population imbalance? What is the message here? Earlier it was about unequal growth rate, fertility rate, and suddenly it's become about skewed demography because of infiltration. Why?
If you look at the RSS resolution, it is not for the first time that the RSS has been talking about this. RSS right from the beginning has been talking about its concerns on the rising population because of infiltration from Bangladesh in particular, and Rohingya issue also. So if you look at the resolution of the RSS 80s onward, they will be finding that consistently it has been one of the issues, and then not only the issues that has been raised or flagged off by the RSS, but also the Bharatiya Janata Party. If you and why this? Because this is a major concern. The changes in the religious demography not only bringing the changes in religion only, but it also changes the political narratives, it changes the cultural narratives, it has impacts on the security of this country. Particularly when you have thousands of Bangladeshi pockets all over the country who are loyalty is not to this nation, they become the citizen of this nation. There is a concept long distance nationalism. They are the people of, they are the citizens of, actually they are the people who are loyal to Bangladesh. They have the land of their origin, but they are settled in India, and at the same time they are also related to or interlinked with the pan-Islamic ideology.
So you are saying
So
this is
that's
when you're
a-
talking
that
about
brings
population
out a major
control.
threat to this country.
The
Already
RSS here is not talking about Indian Muslims at all. It is more about migration, illegal immigration rather, and conversion. This is not about Indian Muslims at all, because a lot of people are saying this is about targeting Indian Muslims.
No, Padmaja, it is not about the Indian Muslims, but also but particularly he is focusing on the infiltration coming from the Bangladesh and the Rohingya settlements in the country. But at the same time, we should not forget that if you look at the work of Huntington, The Clash of Civilization, he maps out very clearly that the Muslim population all over the world has increased exponentially with a growth rate of 3.7 fertility rate.
Okay.
You know why? So he has concluded that Muslim population over the world has increased exponentially because of reproduction and conversion.
Okay, so we'll take
Here,
this one by one. We'll take this one by one. First, let me bring in Abhishek Sudhir on the first point that you made.
And that is from the infiltration.
Okay, Professor Sangeet Ragi's first point was, Abhishek Sudhir, that this is about national interests. And let me actually give you some data. Now, there are parts of India which have seen a demographic change over the years. Let me start, and especially, of course, our border states. According to the 1991 census, 4 districts of Assam over the years have turned into Muslim majority, largely because of infiltration and migration. Dhubri, Golpara, Barpeta and Halakandi have now turned into Muslim majority districts. Similarly is the situation in Tripura as well, which is why it is being flagged off, saying, listen, there is a gradual demographic change that is being effected and that must be controlled. What's the problem?
Well, I have no problem. I mean, clearly Dattatreya Hosbele has a problem. He seems to have a problem with the BJP government. He seems to say that the government is not stopping infiltration. He should have a problem with the BSF, which is under Narendra Modi's government. What are the border agencies doing? Why are they not keeping our borders safe? That's the question that needs to be asked if what he says is true, that there is infiltration and, you know, the population, there's a demographic change. See, the Hosbele is from my home state of Karnataka, and his last name actually means new seed, new seeds. And I think Hosbele's job is, true to his name and his nature, is to sow the seeds of division. Now also, I don't understand, Narendra Modi is carrying out an outreach with Muslims. No, hear me out.
No, so wait, because you
Narendra
said
Modi
seeds of
is
division,
reaching out to
how?
Pasmanda
Can you
Muslims.
elaborate seeds of division, how?
Of course, you are talking about one community, one religion. You're saying the population of Hindus is decreasing. See, the first thing,
You're talking about
and Sangeet
people who are
Ragi and I
not
had this
Indians.
discussion on another
and say,
channel.
please let them
The
not
first
come
thing
into
is,
India. And by the way, even when it speaks of population control,
Absolutely.
he said
Who disagrees with him?
uniform
Who disagrees with
population policy. Nobody is saying that, oh, it will go to apply to Muslims. It will be uniform.
Right.
Hindus can't have more than 2 children. Muslims can't have more than 2
Right.
children. Christians can't.
Right.
have
So
Sikhs
what
can't
is
have.
a what
Nobody
does the
can have.
uniform
If that
population?
policy
What does the uniform population policy mean?
It means that everyone will have to adhere to
What
one
does
policy.
the policy mean?
If
What does
it
the
comes.
policy entail?
If it comes, whatever number is decided, everyone adheres to it. Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, everyone. You get to have 2 children, no more.
Right.
Any more will be
Perfect. Now
disincentivized.
this is correct. This is the crux of the correct. This is the crux of the debate. The key issue here is the fertility rate in India.
So
the
how is
fertility
it
rate in India
divisive?
is
If it applies
2.1
to all,
today.
how is
What
it
does
divisive?
that mean?
If it applies to you and applies to
Arey,
Ame
just
Sohail, how
let
is it
me
divisive?
talk na, bhai. Please. Let me.
No, but you tell
अरे
me how
भाई
it's
बात
divisive
करने
first. No.
दीजिए ना, बुलाते हैं और बात नहीं करने देते. Oh my God! Just do you want to talk about population? Do you want to talk about conversion? Do you want to talk
Now I
about
want to talk about
infiltration?
population.
Please tell me one by one. I'll talk about
I
it.
will want
First,
to, I
population.
want you to tell me if
Okay,
a policy
population.
applies to
Right.
Hindus and Muslims alike, how is it divisive?
Yes. It's not divisive. It's not divisive. If it is equally applied, it's not divisive.
So you take back
the
your
question
earlier
is there a need for such a policy?
No,
that is
because
why
you
the
started by saying that
Arey
Hosable's
bhai,
name
I am
means
just hear me
divisive.
out.
So you take that back.
God.
Just to be clear.
Okay, God. Padmaja, please just listen to me. Then you can attack me all you want.
I'm not
First
attacking.
point
I'm
about
just
the
making things a
population.
little clear.
Do you need a population policy? Okay, just hear me, please. The fertility rate is 2.1. What does that mean? If the fertility rate is 2.1, it means we are already at replacement levels of population. China had a 1-child policy, then they have a 2-child policy, today they have a 3-child policy.
Okay, so
because their
from
population
divisiveness
has
now
been
we've gone to
decreasing
need.
steadily, and today we have an advantage over China.
So we are all agreeing that it is
Padmaja,
not
you're not
divisive,
interested
right?
in
Now
having
we've
a
come up,
nuanced,
now
informed
we've
debate. You
now
just-
we've gone on to, now we suddenly leapfrog
If he
to
talks about
the
conversion,
necessity of a policy.
if he
Let
talks
me ask
about
Ame
conversion,
Sohail
which
also.
he
Hold on a
has,
second.
it is divisive.
So okay, it is divisive how? Now tell me, how is it divisive, Abhishek Sudhir? You just acceded that this is not divisive, now you're going back to saying how is it divisive?
About one religion, you're
How
talking
is
about
it
one
about
community.
one religion if it applies to all?
You are talking about religions. You're saying
Which
members
religion?
of one religion.
Which religion?
Oh, sorry?
Which religion are you talking about?
Okay, are you Dattatreya Hosbele's personal spokesperson?
No,
I'm sorry, I have really
but I'm
hurt
a
your
person
feelings.
who understands
by saying
English.
something about Dattatreya
And if
Hosbele.
it says
I don't
uniform
understand.
policy, I want to know how is it discriminatory?
And my God, he's talking about there is conversion, there is population. When he talks about conversion and when he says the population of only one community is increasing and the population of another community is decreasing,
Okay, Rahul
that
Ishwar
statement by its very nature is divisive.
Okay,
and
statement
it's
by
not
its very
based
nature
in
is
fact.
divisive, Rahul Ishwar. Okay, Sangeet, Professor Ragi wants to take that. Professor Ragi.
Padmaja, 10 seconds.
Yes, go on, 10 seconds. Professor Ragi.
Padmaja, in 1951, after partition of this country, the Muslim population was 9.6% and the Hindu population was 85 point something. Now the census of 2011, the Muslim population rose to 14.6% and Hindu population dwindled to 78%. Now given in 2000, at moment it is said to be, it is a presumption that the Muslim population has increased to nearly 20%. And 100 Muslim districts, predominantly Muslim districts, have come out in this country. And yet we know that what happens thereafter. Change in the religion is also impact the voting pattern.
What kind of an illogical argument is that?
Allow me, sir.
Okay, what
Once upon a time, Afghanistan.
What is your problem? Let's race to the bottom.
Once upon a
Instead of having a uniform policy, you are saying, "Chalo, sab log karo, sab log aur bacche paida karo. Let's all race to the bottom." Rahul Ishwar wanted to respond. Rahul Ishwar.
No, Padmaja ji. Position.
Rahul Ishwar.
No, Padmaja ji, just two submissions. Padmaja ji, just two lines. Padmaja ji, just two submissions. I have taken the statistics of Indian government, National Family Health Survey and all the associated in every state. 3 points. First, Dattatreya Hosbalaji said something very important, and that importance is Hindu fertility rate has gone down and our total fertility rate is 1.9, not 2.1. Every community need to have 2.1 as fertility rate. This is a magic number which is called replacement level fertility rate. Our Muslim community has that, but Hindu community has gone down. This is a serious issue we need to address. For example, in Kerala, there are districts like Pathanamthitta, where Hindu majority is there. Population is imploding. We are looking at a scenario where population is imploding, not exploding. Second point, there needs to be a comprehensive population policy. We used to think that population is a liability, but right now we realize demographic dividend is an asset. This has been asserted by PM Modi ji and many thinkers around the world that demographic dividend is an asset. Third point, overpopulation is a problem. If a woman is having 5 or 10 kids, it's a problem. But similarly, underpopulation is also a problem. We need an optimum population where every maturity is stabilized somewhere around 2.1, the magic number. That's the reason why we need a population policy. Second, conversion. Mahatma Gandhi, Swayam Mahatma Gandhi ne kaha, we want an anti-forced conversion law. Because Hindu community being unorganized, we are very insecure about mass conversions. And Mahatma Gandhi and Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, even during the time of independence, opposed mass conversions because they understood it will make Hindu community very insecure. And Maulana Abul Kalam Azad even wrote to Cardinal Gracious even 80 years back. So this is a very sensitive topic. We need to realize that Hindu population is declining. We need to have a comprehensive population policy. Not only Hindu, even Jain population is declining. Our Jain fertility rate is only around say 1.54, 1.2 right now. So they are dangerously going below. Let us not have the communal Hindu-Muslim issue, but some communities are suffering, some communities are okay, some communities are above the mark.
And
Hindu community, Jain community,
that needs
Buddhist
to be
community,
addressed.
they are all going down. It's a mathematical reality. You cannot deny that.
And what is basically a sociological issue is being painted as a political issue. It's sociological, right? There is a population implosion, everyone will suffer. Amir Sohail.
Madam, see, already my fellow panelists have already discussed about the magic number and everything. See, the people who are doing the advocacy about the conversion, they are the ambassadors of it. You know, you can see it from the Firozabad to Aligarh to, and many states in India where the RSS, VHP are forcefully doing the conversion, and now they want the anti-conversion. I welcome that. First tell them to, stop the practice what they are doing, and again, then about already we have reached a replacement rate, then what is the issue now? The major concern is about providing the food, nutrition and other things that is important, and I think it's the responsibility of Prime Minister to intervene and dispel the false the truth about the fact is on the myth within created by this Nagpur University. He has to
Sir,
dispel
can you talk about facts? What are the myths? What are you calling a myth? Is it not
That's
a
what
fact
I'm saying you.
that right now the highest fertility rate, hold on a second sir, speaking of myths,
Madam,
because a lot of people talk about, hold on a second, a lot of people will come and talk about the highest decline, the largest decline, hold on, can I please have silence for 10 seconds?
The Muslims have reached.
A lot of people when talking about data will tell you this, that the largest decline in fertility rate has happened among Muslims. But what they will not tell you is the second part of this data, which is that even now the fertility rate among the Muslim community remains the highest among all religions. It is actually, with the Hindu community actually following at 1.94. So that is still a concern, and that needs to be stabilized, sir. So which is why when you talk about a uniform population policy, it is to address this skew. A population policy that will address the skewed fertility rate, that will address any illegal immigration leading to demographic changes, and any coercive conversion that takes place. That was very simply the gist of the entire statement, which has been taken to ridiculous extremes. I'm going to leave it at that. The data, I think, speaks for itself. Thanks, gentlemen, for joining me, and wish you a happy Diwali.
The News Hour at 10 will be right back after the break.
The most pressing issue, the most informed minds, free and fair exchange.